Hey guys, alright, we are back and we're hitting it hard here on Slashdiablo. Okay, so first of all, yeah, so, I do see that there are some people online today. Yeah, kinda, okay, so, First of all, hope anyone who's watching this is like as a past stream. I guess I don't think there's anyone watching from the beginning. So yeah, on the actual stream itself, I guess people will slowly start to trickle in. This is kind of like I don't want to call it an unscheduled stream. I mean it's like I told people I was gonna stream on either Thursday, Friday, or Monday, and like one or some of those days, and it turned out to just be Monday. I wanted to stream like a little earlier, but no, there's just been too much going on this week. Next week, I'll be a little bit more free to stream, so look forward to that. All right, I'm gonna actually start off by going over my. Oh, this is the wrong character. I just realized. Give me a second. Let me switch over to my barbarian. So for context, right before I show my barbarian. I've actually been working on my druid, so just like I didn't really want to do this on stream. This is just like pockets of time here and there that I just wanted to chill and unwind and do some, you know, play testing and experimentation with my druid. So I did that off stream. I was talking to people about it and I asked if anyone wanted to see it. It sounded like no one wanted to see it, so I was like, alright, fine, I'll just do it on my own then. So I played around with my druid on my own during like wee hours of the morning when I didn't really feel like streaming. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I have some other boxes too. I'm trying to play around with 4-boxing on this druid. Again, that's kind of why I have this guy up in the first place, or this druid even here. But enough about the druid. I'm sure that those of you who are watching the stream, ZZZ in particular, probably cares most about this guy, if anything. The Fishy Wolf Barb. Well, yeah, the 3Fpa Fishy Wolf Barb, and of course I get FTJ'd, but this is not going to, I always say this every time, but this is not going to be a very long stream. I do have some plans in the evening, so I will probably have the time boxes at about 2 hours. So yeah, let's hopefully make it a good 2 hours, and we'll see where we go from here. So this is my Fishy Wolf Barb. For those who need a refresher from the last time that I played the character, I did respec. I believe I respec the character. I respec out about 100 points from Dex and some from Vitality, and I dumped them into Strength. So now my Fishy Wolf Barb has like 200% more ED from that alone. And then I also got a whole bunch of points in the Mace Mastery as well. The points into Mace Mastery means that I get... the points into Mace Mastery means that I not only get a higher, well, like more damage, but I also get this other part of it, higher chance of crit strike, which is like double damage. Works similarly to Deadly Strike. I'm not going to get into all the modifiers there, but yeah, so did a respec, pumped my guy's strength up, so like as high as it could go, not just to wear Sacred Armor, which is my highest strength requirement item, but to also get just more damage in general. I have a bunch of points in Dexterity in the event that I need to wield a Phase Blade, which requires 136 Dexterity. So for example, maybe like a Lawbringer or something, right? Lawbringer and a Phase Blade, something like that. So yeah, that is in my... Well, that's why I have a bunch of points in the Dex. And then I also have a bunch of points in the Vitality, which come from... Well, yeah, that's where the rest of my points went into. In terms of skill points, I put 1 point into each of the masteries in case I have to switch between each of them in the future. But the big one that I'm using is Mace Mastery because Grizz Caddy, which is going to be with 4 open sockets. Big shout out to Fatty once again for getting this. So 1 point into each of the masteries, 1 point into stamina, speed, iron skin, and then max out mace mastery with a bunch of points into natural resistance to pump up my barbarian here. And then of course I've been, oh yeah, and then I put in a 1 point into leap for repositioning, and then 1 point into everything leading up until berserk, so that I have a response for these pesky physical immune or fire immune monsters. So war cries. I maxed out, instead of howl, I maxed out shout and battle orders. So my defense is going sky high now. I'm much harder to hit. I took out some points into find item, so like to focus more on the combat aspect of this character, and then finally I got a bunch of points into war cry. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Oh yeah, and then 1 point into battle command too, and a bunch of the prerequisites for war cry, and then a bunch of points into war cry to reach 4-second stun length. So that's my build for stats and skills. And then I have Ed Reaper's Toll on my Merc with a Shale, Talmask, Gladiator's Bane, so Talmask for, sorry, Ed Reaper's Toll for Decrep, Talmask for 15 all res, and Gladiator's Bane for DR, MDR cannot be frozen. As for I myself, I'm running a 1917 B-Torch and a 1213 5 Nihilus, along with a 34 MF Geeds, and this nice little small charm here for life and mana. As for all the items that I'm currently wearing, well, the crux of the build is based off of Wolf Howl. This is the Fishy Wolf Barb after all, so I do have a bunch of, I get like Werewolf out of this. And Feral Rage and Lycanthropy, I also socketed it with a 13 all res Jewel, and it also had 9 minimum damage too, so that's kind of what I'm running. I have Grizz Caddy as my weapon. This is the big one. It's got a chunk of increased attack speed. It's also got 4 open sockets, which I put on 4 shales into, so now I can attack at 3 frames per attack. That is 8 attacks per second, which is completely insane. This is probably, as far as I know, the only... This setup with Feral Rage is, as far as I know, the only way that you can go further than 4 FPA that I was able to find. I also have Angelic Saber here. This gives me some attack rating in combination or in conjunction with Angelic Rings, so that I can free up my amulet. So I can actually free up my amulet for Deadly Strike, which gives me chance for Deadly Strike along with Gore Riders. So yeah, I'm getting almost 50% chance for double damage there from Deadly Strike. And then I have Fortitude giving me 300% enhanced damage. Again, like, build's actually looking pretty solid. Wilhelm's Pride for mana and life stolen per hit. Big shout out to Fatty for that one. I'm guessing that Fatty... Oh yeah, later Fatty, I need to get the Marowaks from Fatty so that I can actually mess around with Bone Prison. But I might have to save that for next week's stream. Today, I think my main focus is going to be... Actually, come to think of it, I might have Marowaks. If I have Marowaks, I might actually just farm, even though it's like written on the title that I would be farming Trav. I might opt to run... I may opt to... No, I don't have it. I may opt to run cows because I'm here mainly for Pgems and... Well, mainly Pgems, actually. I'm trying to round out my mule with all the Pgems. That's the goal for today's stream. Anyway, getting sidetracked, though. I already went over the rings, so then all that's left is Laying Hands. Again, 350% damage to demons, which is even crazier than Fortitude itself. Fortitude also gives all res, like 27 all res. And then finally I have Gores, which gives Deadly Strike. That's the big one I talked about already. I also got Open Wounds, Crushing Blow, and Faster Run Walk. And then on Switch I have Magic Staff. So, today is going to be nice and chill. It's going to really be centered around me trying to get the remaining Pgems that I need for my Pgems Mule. Let me just take a look here. How many do I really need? It's mainly the crafting. Like, I don't think I can finish all the crafting packs, though. But I just need 10 more Pgems on my other character. So let me just switch this real quick. At a bare minimum, I would like to round out this character. I don't think I have enough time to finish the crafting packs mule, but I'll save that for like next week, I guess. Yeah. OP Clan B says, what time zone am I in? I'm in Pacific time. So right now it's like 7:30 for me. You can even see here. Having said that, though, it's good to see OP Clan B. Hope everything's okay. I just realized you're barcode, right? I think you're barcode. Again, I'm not very good with trying to link names to, like, yeah, I'm not good with trying to remember slash names with YouTube names. Yeah, I'm gonna assume you're barcode. So yeah, there's also a bit of a delay. Nice, yes, nice. Yeah, there is a bit of a delay on when you know, I'm gonna respond to you and when you'll see my messages. But barcode, it is a pleasure. Hope everything's going well with you. How are things with you, man? It's good to see you. It feels like it has been a hot minute since we've last talked. Hold on a second. You're going to change my YouTube name? That's all good. I mean, you do you. Yeah, it's just, again, I don't want to trouble you too much at all. I just, yeah, I wasn't, like, I forgot for a second that you are barcode. If you didn't mention, if you didn't reply to me in game, I would probably not have drawn the connection. But yes, I am indeed in Pacific time. So, but I mean, you know, I operate under weird hours. Like sometimes, I think last night I was there, like I was actually on it like very late, and I told Fatty that I wanted to do a stream like 11 a.m. my time, but that clearly just didn't end up happening. I just wasn't, well, yeah, I just wasn't able to. So yeah, that's how it goes. Good, not playing as much as that. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I guess if I were to guess, life is probably keeping you pretty plenty busy. I believe that you said that you became a dad recently, right? Unless I'm misremembering. Getting married in October. Oh, sorry. Maybe it's that you're getting married. My mistake. Congratulations, dude. Really happy to hear that once again. Lightning strike. It's lightning bolt. That's the crazy one. Okay. Maybe not lightning strike. That's too bad. Fire claws, carrion vine. I don't need this either. And I don't need this, and I don't need this. Okay, cool. Just farming gold. Not playing as much this ladder. Fair enough. So October getting, so planning and stuff. Gotcha. Okay, well, only a dog and cat dad. Ah, I see. Hey, Green Cable! Yo, it's you! Hey, man, what's up? It's like, you're back from the dead, like, my goodness, it's been quite a hot minute since I've seen you last. What do we have here? I will show you. How are things with you, Seth? It's nice to have you here with us today. Here you're witnessing the power of the 3Fpa Fishy Wolf Barb. 3Fpa stands for, well, FPA stands for frames per attack. And 3Fpa essentially means that I'm hitting for 8 attacks per second. That is the entire backbone of this build. And you can see that, yeah, I mean, the build is a heck of a lot of fun. Let me just slow it down for you a little bit so you can get a good look, get a good glimpse for yourself. This is my 3Fpa Wolf Barb hitting like 8 times per second. My dearest apologies for my absence. No, don't apologize, No, I would never take an apology like that from you. No way, man. Like, no, you should be ashamed of yourselves for you know, for focusing on, you know, for having to deal with, like, life stuff. Man, like, I completely get it, man. Like, if anyone here is busy lifing, like, it's me a lot of the time. Like, I tell people, hey, yeah, I'm gonna, I gotta go and, like even today, I can only stream today, and then I'm gone the rest of the week. Like, I'm not gonna be available to stream all week. I know this for a fact. So the next time that I stream at the earliest would be the, next Sunday. At a minimum. That's what I was trying to say at the beginning of the stream, but I got sidetracked. So, yeah. Next stream is going to be at the earliest next Sunday, but probably more realistically, like, I don't know, sometime next week. I don't have, like, a solid day in mind. Whenever I'm free and whenever I feel like it. Likes to keeping me busy for the best and the worst for sure. Well, I'm all ears. If you want to talk about it, I'm happy to listen. If you're just here to indulge and enjoy the power of the 3Fpa Fishy Wolf Barb, I'm quite okay to have... Well, you do that too. Anyway, going back to barcode though. Yeah, well, yeah, as I was saying, congratulations to you. Really happy to hear that you're getting married. That is good stuff. Arguably more important than finding orange boxes and high runes on Slash. But I will say though that after, I mean, I don't know if you're going to be coming back to play more on Slash when you finish your wedding, but if you do, like, yeah, I will be here. I mean, I think I should be here in September, or when is the next one going to be? They usually do the reset either like November or December, so I should be around for that, I hope, but there's a slim chance that I might not be free for it, so yeah. Yeah. At least you get to play a little bit, though. Hope you're enjoying yourself. What's the situation for you? Are you doing... I'm going to go on a limb and guess that you're still trying to do some grailing, right? It would probably be grailing, knowing how people here operate. I don't intend to do... I don't intend to do a grail season anytime soon. But maybe I'd like to do some, like, XP, like, speedrunning to, like... Not really speedrunning, but getting levels sounds like something I could work towards that doesn't... It isn't, like, too time-consuming, you know? Like, going grailing is, like... It is, like, seasons worth of work a lot of the time. Arguably longer than 99. At least with 99, like, you know that... there's, like, a very finite amount of time that it would take to get to 99, assuming you're not, like, just dying, like, in stupid ways, right? So, I would sooner probably aim to get 99 on Slash than I would trying to go grailing. But even that is already a pretty substantial time investment. I should have more time during the winter to play. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'll be happy to see you, and maybe we can play more and maybe do some bail runs together when you're more free next season. Because, well... yeah, we'll hopefully both be able to get to play, but again, like, I don't know if, I'm hoping that the time that they reset it won't coincide with when I'm gonna be preoccupied with other, things in my... Oh, Razor Tail, nice! Yeah, as I was saying, though, I'm hoping that I won't be as preoccupied on, when they do their resets, because they usually announce it very, like, last minute recently. Not just that, but also well, I mean, if I gotta go, I gotta go, right? Like, if I schedule, like, if I have stuff planned, then, I mean, I gotta go. I can't, usually, I think, yeah, usually if I schedule something, it's not like... I don't usually schedule something that coincides or interferes with the Slashdiablo ladder reset, but I'm worried that, this time I might. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Enough yapping about that. Seth was asking, what's that FCR looking like? You're attacking super fast and teleporting pretty quick. Oh, you're mistaken, man. This is just Barb things. My Barb is at 55 FCR. That's it. It's not even that fast, man. Although, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably for the better that I keep it at 55 FCR. If I get it any higher, then I have a teleport stutter. It's on Barb specifically. So I don't think it's just latency based. I think it has to do with the character itself too, which class I play. Because I remember having this issue with Poison Nurko, right? Like running like 75 FCR would cause me to like double tally a lot more than when I ran 55 FCR. It's a lesson that has stuck with me since my early days of playing on Slashdiablo, especially because certain people used to give me a lot of shit for it. So you're attacking super fast and teleporting pretty quick. So with regards to the so there you go, that's for attacking super fast. But teleporting, that's all I dare say in your head, I guess. Okay, I can start whacking these guys now. Alright. Yeah, nice and easy. OP Clan Beast, so yeah, I have one character. Oh, you have one character left to 99. I might give it a shot this winter. Okay, nice. That's amazing. Okay, so yeah, maybe we can actually end up running some bales together. Although again, like, you're gonna be on the deep end of trying to grind out level 99, whereas me, I'm gonna probably try to get, I might try to like push for like specific levels as quickly as I can. So that might be, I mean, like, that's something that I might want to try in the future, as early as next season. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll think about it. Like, definitely not 99, but, you know, Or maybe it might be the case that I will just need bail runs in general. I think that's just the easier way to put it. Which character is it? Which character are you missing your 99 to? I've been recently, because the topic has come up, right? I like to do theory crafting for all sorts of things D2 related. One of the things I tried to theory craft is if I were to go for 99, what class, what build would I use for it, right? I believe Eric asked that from YouTube, and I believe I was saying that, oh yeah, if I were to do 99, I'd probably go Poison Nurko. Like, it just would make the most sense. Like, oh shit, my Merc actually died here. I'll BRB in a second. Yeah, I normally like to, yeah, that was my fuck up, but that's alright. What was I saying here? So, yeah, I was saying to Eric that I think I would probably go with Poison Nurko, but there are a number of other options, too, that I could totally go and do. Oh, this is the wrong... No wonder I'm struggling. Which button is it? Is it this one? Okay, there we go. There you go. That's better. So yeah, there's a number of other options that I could think up of that I'd love to run to 99. And then we were talking about like a hypothetical Grail too, right? It's kind of a lame answer, but for both of those, intuitively, Poison Necro comes to mind. Like, if I were to run a meta build, but I have some other really crazy build ideas that I would consider trying to Grail or push for 99 with as well. So, yeah, that's something... That's something for the future, but that's like something that does require not just a lot of time, but a lot of commitment on my part, right? Like 99 or Grails are not something that I can just, you know, cook up in like the span of like a week. Not the way I play, at least. Or at least not the way I play. I'm too, I get sidetracked too easily, among other issues, I think. But yeah, so which character, which character are you planning, or are you missing your 999 on, barcode? Seth says, oh, I guess I'm always underestimating Barb's fastest freak. No, Barbs are insane. I don't know why, but Barbs have the same FCR breakpoints as a Sork. I don't know, I mean, I'm sure you're aware of that, since... Well, actually, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how familiar you are with Barb, but indeed, Barbs have the same FCR breakpoints and frames as Sorks. The only caveat is when I play them on Slash, the higher FCR breakpoints, like 105 and 200, tend to be a little more... cause me to double tally a lot more. So that's the one issue there. Anyway, Seth, would you like a rundown? Well, yeah, I mean... I don't even know where to get started with you. Like, you're still here, right? Yeah. Yeah, you want to tell me about what you've been up to lately? And also, so you are, like, why are you here today? Is it because, like, I'm streaming, like later at night and then you're, like, off work? Or what's up with that? I would love a rundown on your weapons and belt specifically. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got you on that. Okay, give me a second. Let me finish working, and then I'd be happy to tour you through my build. It'll be my pleasure. Hey, Bloodfists, but I might leave that there for now. I think I'm kind of loaded on, like, not very useful uniques for myself. Yeah, see, I tried to hork and it didn't go through there. So, a rundown on my weapons and belt specifically. Okay, yeah. Let's start off with the belt. Because I guess you recognize everything else. I think I showed Wolf how... Well, you might not have seen the start of the stream, but... hi, Lords. Yeah, today's my Friday. Oh, Mondays are your Friday. Ah, interesting. Okay, in the future, maybe if you'd like, I'll try to keep that in mind so that maybe I can catch you. Maybe if I plan to do a stream for the week, right? Because I usually like to do like a couple streams per week. I'll try to like cater it towards Monday or something if that works out better for you. Because it'd be nice to have you here with us. I do miss you, man. Believe it or not. I'm always like, damn, where's Seth? And I never openly say it on the stream, but I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm used to you being here like all the time. Not trying to pressure you or anything. Just yeah, like I can. If it's you, then I could try to like make some little bit more effort to get you back on board with us. Maybe like every now and then. If I like, because the thing is, I still have some time left in. Like, I can't stream like every day, but I still have some, especially after this week, I should have a little bit more time to do like 1 or 2 streams. I'd actually really like to finish off this character. I'm aiming towards Enigma. At a bare minimum, I'd like to get to Enigma. As to whether or not I get Infin is a whole different story, and Beast, but Enigma at a minimum. So today's my Friday. Work's all done, and it's a little later in the evening. So, it's a little later in the evening, so I'm not commuting or drained from work. Gotcha. All right. I see. Okay, well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that, that you get to hang out with us today. So, you wanted a rundown on the weapons and belts specifically. Here is my belt. It is called Wilhelm's Pride. This is, I believe, the only available belt in the game that allows you to get mana and life stolen per hit. So I run this for mana stolen per hit because even though Feral Rage itself only has a mana cost of 3, the issue is I hit 8 times per second, so I'm actually draining out about 24 mana per second, which, you know, under certain circumstances, like if I try to take on Ghosts, I'll talk about that in a bit. If I try to take on Ghosts, for example, they sap my mana, then I'm kind of fucked, right? So Wilhelm's Pride is my belt. As for the second one, you're asking about my weapons. I'll start off with Angel. I recognize the belt. I just wasn't sure the why behind it because I almost never see it used. Oh yeah, no, it's a great belt. Life and mana stolen per hit. I used that when I played my Whirlwind Barb 2 on D2R, so that in this way I can go like double angelic rings and amulet, so I can maximize my attack rating too. Anyway, so with regards to the other half of your question, you were asking about my weapon. I'm running Angelic Sickle. You might be thinking, what the fuck, why Angelic Sickle? It's because so the Feral Rage is really bizarre in the sense that Feral Rage will only use the weapon that you equipped like, here, let me just double check this. Yeah, it's the weapon that you equipped, like, first, right? Whichever weapon has been on your hands the longest and hasn't been unequipped is the weapon that you will, like, that will be on your character, that will be active on Feral Rage. So this also means that if I were using a two-hander, that would also be good, but that would also be really nice, but in this case, this is the only way to get 3Fpa, and I'll talk about that in a second too. So Angelic Sickle, so that what that means is, like my offhand, there's only a select few options for this offhand, because I can't just like grab like a phase blade with 6 shales, let's say, as my offhand, because it doesn't do anything. My main weapon will only inherit certain properties, namely off-weapon ED, off-weapon attack rating, auras like, let's say, Sanctuary from Lawbringer, or Fanaticism from Beast. So, here's what I'm running. Angelic that's really interesting. I thought it was just based on main hand damage. Thank you for the fun fact. No. So here, I'll show you even right now. I'll prove it. If I take this off, you'll see suddenly my Feral Rage damage goes way down, because now at that point I'm clearly using Angelic Sickle. As for, yeah, you're very welcome for the fun fact. I got plenty of fun facts on this build and the last character I made, my Earth Shifter Druid. And the next season I'm going to have a pretty nutty build. Well, it's not actually going to be that nutty. It's going to be a fun one, though, I think. For me, at least. I don't want to overhype it, because I don't think it's actually going to be that crazy. But anyway, besides the point. So, Angelic Sickle. The reason I'm using Angelic Sickle is because I can run it with 2 Angelic rings to get the attack rating bonus from the rings themselves. And then that frees up my amulet slot to run Deadly, or High Lord's Wrath for Deadly Strike, because usually this slot is typically reserved for Angelic Amulet, right? I run Angelic Amulet, I run Angelic Rings, and then that's where I get like a ton of attack rating from. But in this particular case, with Angelic Sickle, I can get my attack rating this way instead. The alternative setup that I could use is running Lawbringer here, so I can get Sanctuary Aura, and then I run Angelic Amulet instead. But of course, I'm not going up against undeads, so the Sanctuary Aura does not really help me here. Even though it has Decrep, that cannot proc when I swing with Hrs Caddy. Speaking of Hrs Caddy, this is my main hand weapon, because you were asking about my weapon. Hrs Caddy is a really interesting weapon. It is one of two options I can use in the game to get myself 3 FPA. 3 FPA, FPA again stands for frames per attack. The vast majority of classes and builds in the game, at an absolute maximum, they can only push the attacks, like, they can only push themselves up to 4 FPA, 4 frames per attack. The one way I am aware of that you can basically, there's only 2 options to reach 3 frames per attack. This is with Hrs Pgems, this is with a 6-shelled, a multi-shelled phase blade, or a 4-shelled. It's with a phase blade that has multiple shales and or IAS jewels. And then the other option is Hrs Pgems, which you need to put 4 shales specifically into. Then you can achieve 3 FPA on Feral Rage, but this is only possible like on the Wolf Barb specifically. You can't do this on Druid. And you can't do this in any other form. I think it has to be Werewolf specifically that allows you to reach 3 FPA with Feral Rage. So, there you go. That's the explanation. You have been out of the loop, so I'm happy to share the the whole theory behind the build with you. That's what I'm running for my weapons. This is the weapon. This is the weapon of choice. Again, big shout out to Fatty180. He's the one who got this for me. There are plenty of other weapon choices too. I could use like Tomb Reaver, for example. That's what other Wolf Barbs have used, or like Rib Crack or stuff like that. But the whole point of this build, where I originally conceived this build, was that I was trying to come up with a barb build that was centered around chance to cast, like CTC, right? So I was trying to make a CTC barb, and I actually stumbled upon this build by accident, where I can actually, like, because originally my plan was, okay, I'm going to run a 6-shelled phase blade with Wolf Howl. Originally I was like, okay, what can I do with Wolf Howl? And then so I played around with it. I'm like, okay, what can I do with Feral Rage? And then I realized that with a 6-shelled phase blade, I can actually try to like proc chance to cast, but there's not very many good options for CTC. So then finally it came down to Hrs Pgems. I did some digging, and I'm like, what are the fastest available weapons in the game? And then it was like, oh yeah, obviously Phase Blade, and then the other one is Hrs Pgems. Hrs Pgems comes with 40 IAS by default with 4 open sockets, so 4 shales brings it up to 120 IAS. So yeah, and then as a result of that, you get this nutty build where I just go like, oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see just how fast I attack with this. And you can see all these ghosts that are, well, these are actually physical immune ghosts, or sorry, lightning immune ghosts. So I could kill them, but this is exactly where Sanctuary comes in very handy. Same thing with here in Arcane Sanctuary. I could actually farm these ghosts if I had Lawbringer, so that's the other option I could run, but I'm not going to show that right now. I mean, I could demo it for you, but if you're interested, I will be happy to demo it for you. But incidentally, if you'd like, I have something else I'd like to demo for you as well. And it's to do with druids, because, you know, as fate would have it, I was working on a druid recently. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming as of late, because I was trying to do it off stream, and I was trying to do some experimenting, playtesting, etc. I know you love your druids, so you might be interested. I do love me some druid gameplay. Okay, I'm not going to do too much druid gameplay, because again, the whole goal of today's stream was to round out my Pgems character, but the rate at which I've been getting Pgems, I just don't think that's going to be possible. Yeah, let me just finish this run, and I will be happy to show you. I'm going to show you a couple things, actually. Maybe I will throw on Lawbringer, and I'll show you some kind of fun and silly things. But, what the hell, you see my telly didn't go through. Also, kind of funny, you said, I need to set up my Twitch notifications too, so I'll be able to listen at work or whenever I'm getting home. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's completely up to you how you opt to do it. I'm here whenever I can be, and, you know, if you enjoy my content enough that you want to, or my streams enough that you want to, like, hang out and watch them from even within your car, hey, all the power to you, man. But, yeah, never gonna try to attempt to pressure you into, like, coming out here if you're, like, busy with, like, life stuff and all that, right? Although, yeah, I will say that last season was kind of crazy. I did really, like, I did show off a never-before-seen, like, druid build, I would say. The Earth-Shifting All-Druid, in case at all you might be interested in that kind of nonsense. Anyway, before I go any further, let me just, let me go into DD here. And let me switch, where's my switch mule? Here it is. There you go. So here's Lawbringer, right, Seth? So I presume you're still watching. I'm going to show you now what Lawbringer is capable of, too. This is the alternative to, like, this is what I was trying to prep for this season. This is a little janky, but it does get the job done. You see these guys? I can actually oh, there you go. They, one of them died on the... I gotta be very careful about where I position them, though. I gotta wait for them to come a little closer, and then I can actually whack him like this. I can't hit him, you see? He's like going off the ledge. And then these ghosts, again, they're like physical immune, but because I have Lawbringer, I treat their defense, or I treat their physical resistance as 0, meaning I do the full damage of Feral Rage, which is how I'm able to kill them in 2 hits each. Also, a fun little trick, if you're melee, you can hold down Alt and right-click in a general area, and it will auto-target the closest monster to that location. So I don't even need to, like, do a whole bunch of spam clicking on every... Oh, apparently my guy stopped attacking for some reason. But for the most part, yeah, I can just, like, Alt right-click and then kill him. You see, decrap also works. Like, yeah, my Merc also did decrap him just now. But with this setup, I don't even need my Merc to be decrepping them because Lawbringer is already doing that on my behalf. Is actually doing more than Lawbringer. Lawbringer decrep brings them down to, I believe it's 90% physical resistance from 100. But with Sanctuary, it goes straight down to 0. So, you know, like, I'm doing way more damage. It makes it actually possible to farm Arcane. The goal for me this season was supposed to be that I'm farming Arcane Sanctuary as my go-to. As my go-to spot, because this is where I'm farming up all my high runes. Or, well, yeah, this was going to be like my super secret, awesome, hidden farming location, because there's all these ghosts, and you might, like, no one would expect it, because, you know, I'm a Barb, right? Like, what fucking Barb would run Arcane? But yes, this is, like, with Lawbringer, it becomes possible with this build to actually suddenly be able to clear all this. Seth was asking, is that from the Sanctuary Aura itself, or does Lawbringer have Ignore defense on? Nah, it's from Sanctuary. So you could run this on any, you could run this on a Paladin that's using Sanctuary Aura, too. Is physical resistance and defense the same? No, it is not. Defense is, the easiest way to look at defense is dodge chance. I think that people misunderstand what this means. It's dodge chance while you're not running around. You see here, like, because I shouted, my defense is ridiculously high. I'm sitting at almost 15,000 defense, right? Also, yeah, you see those, even these ghouls are undead. I can hit them with that too. So I'm gonna, like, step back just a little bit so I can pull them towards me. Okay, now I can, like, whack them one by one. And then I'll show you how exactly defense works here. Okay, there we go. Nice and easy. Nice and quick, too. It's not like I'm playing like Lightning Sork, where I can just fry them all at once, but it's still pretty fast. Alright, so you see here, they have a 14... Wait, what? Why is my attack rating so... Oh! Oh! Hold up. There's one other problem. It was also supposed to replace High Lords with Angelic Amulet here. So my chances to hit is actually much lower than it's supposed to be. But still, I'm killing them ridiculously fast. I can't even tell that I'm missing because of how fast I'm hitting them. But you get the idea, right? You know about character defense, I have very little monster knowledge when it comes to defense. And defense is a gunk like that. Well, that's exactly it, though. It's the same thing. All monsters have a defense stat, too. Different monsters have different defense stats. In particular, like bosses, like let's say like Bale, for example, have really high defense. Or I shouldn't say really high, that doesn't really tell you anything. 2600, I believe, defense. Or something like that. And then the attack rating calculation is like, sorry, like I'm not gonna get all the specifics. I feel like it's information overload. I will gladly go over melee attack rating and chance to hit calculations for you if you'd like. But what you need to know is that, you know, the higher your attack rating, the more likely they are to hit you. They also have attack rating, or sorry, the higher your attack rating relative to their defense, the more likely you are to hit. But every monster also has a, you know, like resistances too, right? So when I hit the ghost, first the game has to determine whether or not I even land the attack. And that's dependent on my attack rating versus their defense, as well as my level versus their level, right? But then after my attack hits, which again, that's handled by defense, the second half of the calculation is whether or not, like, how much damage I'm actually doing. So there you go. It's the same. Like, you just take a look at your own defenses, and then like monsters, it works pretty much the exact same way. It could be an off-stream discussion someday, but I'd definitely like to know the specifics. You have the knowledge. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay, so this is how it works. I believe okay, so there's two components to chance to hit. The first half is, okay, so sorry. The highest you can go on attack rating is 95% chance to hit, right? So, sorry, wait. Before I go into any of that, there's one other detail I forgot to mention. Monsters have, like, a defense stat, they have a resistance stat, and they also have a block chance, too. The reason why you probably never encounter it as a... Oh, sorry. This block chance works for most melee-based and ranged skills, with a few notable exceptions, one being like Paladin Smite, for example. But the tornado... Or, sorry, some physical-based attacks can be blocked, but Tornado, as I'm sure you're very familiar with, being a Druid main and all that, Tornado cannot be blocked. So that's one of the reasons why... Yahoo stream, hey, let's just win. Hello, welcome aboard. You've made it just in time to see the adventures of the fishy wolf Barb. However, I am in the like, how's it going? Peter, it's good to see, or let's just win. It's good to see you. But I am, like I said, in the middle of trying to explain some of the in-game mechanics about chance to hit to our good old pal Green Cable, who we haven't seen in a very long time. So buckle up and enjoy the show. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the game's mechanics, but if you're not familiar with them, then I'm about to kind of go over how chance to hit works. So going back to chance to hit, again, these like there's a lot of builds. Like caster-based builds are not really all that, like, don't really give a shit about block chance, but it's worth noting that, yeah, there's 3 layers of defense. Again, it's the same way as with a character. If you're about to get hit by a physical, like most physical-based attacks, aka bows and like melee, first the game checks if first the game will check whether or not you dodge the attack altogether by checking your defense stat versus their attack rating for the chance to hit, as well as I'll talk about the chance to hit crap in a second. So it will first check if you dodge the attack, let's just call it that. Then it will check if you block the attack, which will also negate the damage, but it will require you to go into the blocking animation. And then finally, it will count as a hit, and then it will go through your resistances, and then it'll go through absorb and all that. Monsters don't have absorb, but they do have chance to hit calculations, block, and resistances, okay? So that's the first thing to note. Dodge, block, and resistances, in that order. The second thing is to do with chance to hit calculations. So, chance to hit calculation, at an absolute minimum, you will have a 5% chance to hit. At an absolute maximum, you will have a 95% chance to hit. The way this calculation is determined is half of it is your level versus their level. The other half of it is your attack rating versus their defense. Okay? When it comes to if you're the attacker. If you're the defender, then it's, of course, the opposite, where the game will match up your defense against their attack rating. So hopefully you understand that part. So as for the calculation itself as to what chance to hit is, let me just... Here's the formula. You can take a look for yourself. Let me just pull it up for you here. So you see here, chance to hit is 200% times attack rating divided by attack rating plus defense rating. And then that's all multiplied by attacker level divided by attacker level plus defense level. So let's say if we go back to... so let's say, okay, I'm going to... I guess I can just write it in game. I'll 200% times attack rating divided by AR plus DR, and then multiplied by A level divided by A level plus D level. Okay, cool. So I think this is how it goes, right? Okay, so now that we've seen that formula, right, we can take a look at my character and why my chance to hit is so low. So first we look at my attacker level divided by A level plus D level. All right, let's say that I'm going up against a level 85 monster. Let's pretend I'm not hitting arcane right now, okay? Well, here, you know what? Yeah, here. I don't know, random monster. Let's say, oh yeah, there we go, Urdar. Alright, let's say I have an Urdar. This is a level 85 area, right? I have a 65% chance to hit. Why do I have a 65% chance to hit? Well, the attacker level, that's me, I am level 90. So the right side of this would be 90 divided by 90 plus, the defender level is 85 in this case, right? So in total, this comes out to 90 divided by 175. This is 0.514. And then that's for the right side. Now for the left side, now we look at my attack rating, which in this case, if I go into Feral Rage here, right now is 4,017. We're just, even though there's two attack ratings, it's clear, like it's the first one of the two, I believe. Yeah, it's coming from Mace Mastery. Okay, so 4017 is my attack rating. So let me just find Urdar's D2. And what's their defense stat? Their defense stat, okay, here we go. You can take a look right here. In the monster purediablo.com, this bestiary, you can see that their defense stat is 1320. So I can kind of pull this up here, 1320, right? So it would be 4017 divided by 4013, or 4017 plus defense. I mean, let me know if I've lost you, by the way. Let me know if you're still following. So then this would come out to be 17 plus 1320. That's 5337. So 4017 divided by 5337 comes out to 0.752. So the final calculation becomes 2 times 0.75 times 0.514 for a grand total of... hold on a second, let me actually run the calculation on that. Times 0.75 times 0.514, which comes out to 77%. Okay, I'm off by like 1, I don't know, maybe there's like a rounding error or something, but somewhere along the way. But yeah, so there you go. That's where you get a 76% chance to hit. You can run the calculation. It goes hand in hand. You're still following. Okay. So now, all of a sudden, if, like, let's say that I tweak the numbers a little bit. My level can't change, but if I replace this with my Angelic Saber, my attack rating goes sky high. And because my attack rating now becomes 15,000, it goes from 4017. This is why it makes like a pretty massive difference to have the Angelic Saber, right? So instead of previously I was using 4017, now my attack rating is 15552. 552. So 15552 divided by 15552 plus, previously the defense stat was 1320. That comes out to 155552 plus 1320, and then 15552 divided by 16872, which comes out to 0.92 here. And 0.92, I'll be a little bit more precise on this, just so that I don't have another rounding error. So I'm not going to recalculate the attacker and defender level difference because it's still the same. That still is 0.514. So now the new calculation becomes, instead of 0.75, it is 0.92 times 0.514. And then if I run that calculation times 0.514 times 2, that comes out to 94.7%. Okay, well now it's down to 91, but you get the idea. Oh, I didn't BO, that's why. So yeah, you get the idea. It's something along those lines. And one other thing I need to point out, right? Just to like hammer a certain point home here when it comes to attack rating. When it comes to attack rate, or when it comes to chance to hit, right? 80% chance might seem like going from 80% chance to a 90% chance might not seem like a very big difference because, oh, it's only 10% chance more to hit. But if I put this in a perspective for you, that's the difference between missing 1 out of 5 attacks versus missing 1 out of every 10 attacks, right? And consequently, 90% chance to hit versus a 95% chance to hit is the difference between missing 1 in 20 attacks versus 1 in 10 attacks. So yeah, it actually makes a pretty big difference. You'll be able to tell the difference right away, a lot of the monsters that you fight, when suddenly your attacks are connecting a lot more frequently. So yeah, attack rating is super important for sure. And it's actually a huge pain point for a lot of the builds, the melee-based builds that I play. If I play like a lot of these caster builds, who gives a shit, right? Like, but for example, when I played I believe it's my assassin. I didn't realize this until much later. You might recall that I struggled a lot with the martial arts assassin, and at the time I didn't know this. But there are actually, like, okay, I knew about it, but I didn't realize how bad it was. There are a lot of monsters that have block chance in the game. And that can really screw you over too, because some of them don't have a block animation. Yeah, some of them just block it. So, anyway, that has nothing to do with chance to hit though. Hopefully that gives you a nice little descriptor for how this whole chance to hit thing works. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, you said off-stream discussion someday. No need for an off-stream discussion. I'm quite happy to discuss game mechanics with you because it's quite uncommon. I actually never thought about it. I was part of its only... you actually never thought about that. I was part of It's only 5 to 10% club. But like you said, as a Windy Druid main, it's not something I think about super often. Alright, hey Seth, I'm going to teach you something today. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your fucking mind, okay? It will come in handy for single player zones though. Yes, we'll talk about single player zones in a second, but I got something crazy for you. I was wondering when I get to see you again. Because I have, like, this demo is actually specifically for you, since you're the only person who plays Druid on this damn server. Melody says, listen to you reminds me of my instructor in college, oh yeah? Welcome aboard, by the way. Hope you're having a great day, Melody, and thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed that little, I guess, I don't know, lecture. Let's ban this. Oh, thank you for that. Beat me to it. Much faster than I am. Yeah, one of the reasons I've missed having you. But, alright, I want to show you something, okay, Seth? Now, you might be familiar with... So, I was just doing the Lawbringer demo, right? But here's something that might actually... Like, that you might... Did you know, okay? Let me just cut straight to the point. Did you know... the $1 million question regarding block chance. I will get around to that in a moment. But let me take a step back on this. I wanna show Seth something real quick. Seth, did you know? Okay, because I was just talking about Sanctuary Aura, right? And that's how I was able to actually melee those monsters on my physical based Barb. So The thing is, Sanctuary itself only works, or sorry, the ability to ignore physical immunes only works on the character who currently has Sanctuary Aura active. So, for example, if I were to take Lawbringer and I were to throw it onto my Mercenary would be able to, if I actually had like, if I had put this in a half-decent weapon. Here, let me just show you this. My Merc obviously wouldn't be able to hit this without Lawbringer, or it can, but I do like no damage, right? But now suddenly, because I have Lawbringer, you can see it actually does quite a bit of damage, my Merc. Alright? Now, here's the fucking craziest thing that you might not be aware of. You can do... Oh, hold on. Okay, so one other thing I need to show. You see this? My nanos do 0 damage, right? But it turns out that Lawbringer isn't just for hits with melee attacks. You can actually use it for melee-based skills, too. Take a look at this. So, here's something that might actually be kind of insane for you. I know you're a Druid main. So, of all the people on this server, I think you might be able to take advantage of this information the most. So, yeah. Going up against Arcane Sanctuary or any undead, I could run Pindle with a Lawbringer and suddenly my build is substantially... This guy's got Stone Skin. I don't give a fuck, dude. Excuse me? Yes. Yes, I found this out like 2 weeks ago. I didn't know this. I was like testing it and I'm like, huh, come to think of it, wouldn't this be really good with Warcry? And then I went and I tested it and I'm like, oh shit, it actually works with like, someone's mind blown. Thank you. That's what I like to hear. And keep in mind, this isn't just, oh, whoa, okay, that guy I can't deal with. He's not undead. The reason why, sorry, the reason why this is so good isn't just because, isn't only because you can deal with physical immunes in this way, but you can also bypass all, like, basically it sets monster, or you treat undead monsters as if they have a physical resistance of 0, regardless of what their immunity is, regardless of how high their resistance stat is. So normally monsters that are immune have 100 or greater to a specific element as a resistance, right? So you could have a monster that's 1,000% physical resistance. Sanctuary does not give a shit. It just treats the monster as if it has 0. So it doesn't matter if a monster, let's say like, here's a good example, right? In Worldstone Keep level 2, sometimes you get some souls, right? Souls in Worldstone Keep level, or maybe not in Worldstone Keep level 2, yeah, they will sometimes spawn in Worldstone Keep level 2, but I think those ones have like 80% physical resistance. I believe the ones in Throne Room have a 90% physical resistance. This Sanctuary Aura will just completely ignore that and treat them as if they have 0. The potential, yeah, I had to show you. I had to show you because I knew you would... This would, like, open up all sorts of possibilities. Which also begs the other question, why the hell do I even... I mean, this is a little off topic, but why do I even have this Druid in the first place? It's because I was trying to do some theory crafting and playtesting with how best to play a Druid in a hypothetical 1-99, or a potential, like, you know... Well, maybe not grailing. I didn't get to the grailing part, but that will require me to use Hero Editor. But I wanted to do a hypothetical I don't plan to actually do a 1-99, but I'm like, okay, let's say that I want to actually grind out levels with this guy day 1. How can I best do it? And there's 2 things you need, okay? Based off of what I've just told you. Like, Lawbringer helps a lot if you're going to cheese undead locations. Like, let's say, Mausoleum. Right, you might be thinking, why the fuck would I want to run Mausoleum? Well, what if you have, like I have a bunch of, like I was multi-boxing 3 other characters, so I had players for, well, I was trying to, you know, farm on players 4. And what's a good region with like a lot of physical immunes, or with a lot of undead? Crypt and Mausoleum, boom, done. Ancient Tunnels is another one. Right? Like, the potential is limitless. You got Pindle, you got Halls of the Dead. Of course, remember, this only works for physical damage, though, so you can't combo with, like, Hurricane or some shit. So there you go. I'll talk more about the Druid in a little bit, but I want to do some gameplay on my Barb while I redress Melody's question from earlier, because this is actually a really big question with a very interesting answer. So sorry, I hope you're still here. Are you still here, Melody? I didn't mean to keep you waiting that long, but again, I had to show Seth. I haven't seen him in so long. He's been a long time like supporter of my community for almost a decade at this point. So, as you know, I had to show him because he's the druid guy. I've known him as the druid guy for ages. So, is there a way to set on dark mode? Hold on a second. I don't want to flashbang you guys. Okay, sure, whatever. I'll just add this on. Maybe not that one. Click enable to the right of it. 1 second. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I could just set on dark mode. Sorry about this. Let me do this so that it's a little easier. Themes, dark mode. Alright, does that work? I just gotta refresh this. Ah, damn, I can't. Okay. Well, it'll have to do. Alright, so you were asking for a long list, or like the list of monsters that can block. So what monsters can block and what's their block chance? So the reason why I was saying that I wanted to wait a bit to answer your question is because this is the list of monsters. I would not be able to tell you off the top of my... Oh, wait, no, sorry. I'm quite mistaken. So these are the monsters that have a chance to block with a shield, but this isn't like an exhaustive list. There's a lot of monsters who still do have a chance to block, but it's not quite written there. Here, let me see if I can find like a good example here. Claw Viper. Anyway, whatever. I'll talk about that later. So yeah, like even in hell mode you can. And there's no way to reduce chance to block, by the way, on monsters. I was curious. I actually looked, but no, you can't. Following have so this is the list of monsters that can block with a shield. This is the following, like these are the monsters that have a chance to block without the block animation. So yeah, this one is the one that I'm gonna go over more. This one's a lot more interesting, mainly because, well, for a number of reasons, but these have to do with all the bosses. So Doom Knight has a chance to block, and Greater Mummies. Greater Mummies is kind of a big deal that they have a chance to block because mummies are among some of the they give more XP than any other like standard monster in the game, I believe. Yeah, like if you're farming WSK2 and you come across like packs of mummies, like especially on Players 8, like you should farm those because they give so much XP, at least if you're grinding at least out to like 95. I don't know if after 95 they're worth killing, but yeah, definitely leading up to 95, yeah, these guys are kind of insane. You can find them in like WSK2, you can find them in Throne Room, they give a lot of XP, but unfortunately they have a 33% chance to block. So that's first and foremost. The second thing is bosses. So, yeah, and all of the act bosses have block chance. So Andariel at 40, Duriel, Mephisto, Diablo, and Bale at 50, or sorry, minus Bale on that. So Duriel, Mephisto, Diablo at 50% chance, and then Bale himself at 55% chance. Even his clone inherits that property too. And then all of the bosses, or the Pandemonium event bosses, so like Uber Bale, Uber Diablo, like all those guys, they all inherit a the same block chance as their standard counterparts. So yeah, hopefully that answers that. I take it back, by the way. Apparently the minions in WSK2 can't block, but oh wow. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, I take it back. Sorry, I'm tripping. Okay, well, I've learned something new today. So, Greater Mummies in Act 2 and Act 3 can block, but the ones in WSK2 and Throne Room apparently cannot, except for Akmel the Curse, like Wave 2. So, there you guys go. Hopefully that sheds some light on... Yeah, good to know these hidden mechanics? Hell yeah! So, hey, I'm always excited to talk about, like, you know, OG D2 mechanics, because, like, again, like, no one ever really pays attention to these, because why would you need to pay attention to it when you're playing, like, a caster type build, right? But there's so many things about the original game that, you know, that I didn't know, that you guys probably don't know, and then you find them out, like, much later. Another kind of crazy thing is, apparently when you put down, like, if you're running pits, if you put down traps at the entrance as an assassin, then, like, there's, like, fewer boss packs, or, like, yeah, in, like, pit level 1. I didn't know that. That's one of the reasons why, like, running traps in an LOD is, like, is kind of sad. Well, let's put it like that, on pits. When I have 75... Yes! Yes! Exactly! That is yes! Thank you! I have long tried to, like, stack up, like, 95% chance to hit on as many monsters as I can. I have one of the characters that I made. This is probably the most egregious example, okay? Let me fetch this for you. Okay. I think it is right here. Ah, yes. Good old MMA. Yeah, so I have an assassin named MMA, short for Mixed Martial Arts, so you can kind of guess what kind of assassin she is. Now let me show you something. This assassin has a 95% chance to hit, with almost 15,000 attack rating. I could boost the attack rating even higher if I really wanted to, but I have zero reason to, right? Like, well, okay, fine. In this particular case, like, obviously there's some monsters that have I have a lower chance to hit on, but sure, just humor me for a second. When it comes to Bale, even if like, the thing about Bale is he's level 99, so I will never reach like 95% chance to hit on him anyway for the most part. But I can at least achieve like 80% chance to hit, but the reason it doesn't actually feel like an 80% chance to hit is that, like you yourself said, it feels like I actually only have a 40% chance to hit Bale. And there's no blocking animation, or it's not like really written anywhere either. It's just, you start whacking him, right? If you're using Paladin Smite, it doesn't matter, because Smite will bypass block chance completely. It bypasses defense too, right? It doesn't bypass physical resistance, but that's one of the very, well, yeah, that's like, you know, Smite just gets a free pass because why not? But in the case of, like, pretty much, like, the majority of other melee and ranged attacks in the game, like this one, they are subject to a block chance. So here, if I try to hit, like, you know, Bale, or if I hit, like, Wave 2, right, then I do have to rely on, or I have the bank that the block chance doesn't go off sometimes, yes. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm spending a lot more time talking about this than I probably should, but this is genuinely, like, kind of crazy to me. It's crazy because it impacts every single one of my melee-based builds. That is correct, Fever. Iron Golems inherit whatever properties the item that you made it out of has. So if I were to grab a Necro right now, I were to, you know, break a Lawbringer to make an Iron Golem out of it, and then I were to get the Iron Golem to go forward and start whacking shit, then yes, it would inherit the Decrep proc from the Lawbringer, right? Like the chance to cast Decrep on striking, and then it also would completely bypass the physical resistance of Pindle. That is correct. That is how it should work. How it should work. I don't believe that this would be an exception, but never know with this game. I guess I don't remember if you're playing D2R. I think in D2R Metal Grid. Well, I mean, Metal Grid is the only way to get Iron Golem charges, if I recall correctly, in both D2R and LOD. But in LOD, the Metal Grid Iron Golem will despawn at the end of each game, unless you're a Necro with a point into Iron Golem. In D2R, I believe that they have fixed it so that that's no longer the case. So if you really want, if you're playing like a Barbarian or something, I guess you could run Metal Grid and then make an Iron Golem. If you really wanted to, out of a Lawbringer, you could do that. Yeah, that is an available option, yes. So there you guys go. I hope that opens up some room for discussion, the more you know. Now I want to go back to Seth, because there is one other order of business that I wanted to mention. I'm just trying to remember what it was. I guess it's not really relevant to you specifically. It's just, yeah, I was doing some, like, I basically, so I did this all off stream, right? Especially as practice. I basically off streamed like a fresh start to Hell Bale, and I think getting to here. Let me actually see if I can. Give me a sec. I gotta. I had the times written down, so I gotta fetch it real quick. Okay. To get to Hell Bale the way that I did it took me 13 hours, which is abysmal. Okay, like don't ask the specifics. That's for Hell Bale, but getting to Nightmare Bale only took me 6 hours. Yeah, like in well, this was like a first attempt. Like there were a lot of ways I could shave time off that, but yeah, I was able to do a 4-box where I'm just primarily focusing on my druid, and I was able to make it to Nightmare Bale by the 6-hour mark, and that was playing as a fire druid. If I respec'd into Windy, it would have been much faster, but I was trying to play around and see if it's possible to run fire druid, and whether or not there's even a point, because, well, yeah, it feels like NATO is superior for the most part, but fire does have some pretty interesting things that you could do behind it. So anyway, yeah, that's enough yapping for me. I'm going to get back to the gameplay. But yeah, I just wanted to share that information about chance to hit, block chance, and well, resistances, because yeah, again, like these are things that people don't really pay all that much attention to, I think. Like people are just gonna play, like, generally speaking, you're gonna play caster type builds and that'll be that. But I also wanted to mention one other thing real quick. Some of you might not be aware, but you know, ranged attacks are also subject to chance to hit as well. But the thing is, so this actually includes Lightning Fury, but I believe that a lot of these skills that have a physical-based component, right? Sorry. A lot of ranged let me use, let's say, Exploding Arrow as an example. So, Exploding Arrow, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, if you ever get, like, enchanted by somebody else. Yeah, like, if you ever get enchanted by somebody else and you're, like, trying to go through the game and you're trying to, like, level your guy, right? You'll notice that you have a really, like, you'll basically hit them almost every time. And, like, part of the reason for that is because the physical component, or the physical damage on that skill can be blocked, but the explosion of Exploding Arrow cannot. So even if, as long as it makes contact with something, you will still do damage, even if the arrow, like the explosion will do damage, even if the arrow itself, like the physical damage on it, does not. So yeah, like let me actually just double check that. Again, like this is, for me at least, like really interesting information, because again, like it's like the way the game works, like hidden, like it's like gameplay mechanics that are largely just ignored, because, you know, there's, typically speaking, there's no real use for this information. But in my case, it's actually quite relevant, because, for example, like, I want to go take down Hell Bale, right? And I was trying to get this guy in a spot where he can clear Hell Bale, and I'm, like, wondering, like, why? Like, I have an 80% chance to hit, I hit 8 times per second, but for some reason, it doesn't feel like I'm proccing, and I had, like, what, 100% crushing blow? You know, it's just playtesting different combinations with 3Fpa. And I'm like, well, why is it taking forever to kill Bale? And it's because he has a block chance, right? That's one of the reasons why. So I wanted to show you guys, again, like one other thing. Where is it? Exploding Arrow? Or Amazon Exploding Arrow. Okay, so again, this is kind of crazy. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is perfect. So explodes on impact or expiry, regardless of whether or not the arrow's hit check is successful and applies fire damage within radius. However, a successful hit check is required for pierce to be effective. An arrow that pierces 4 targets and hits 5 will explode on each impact. So, you know, let's say you're playing like this is why Javazon is so strong too. You throw a javelin like a lightning fury, and it'll pierce through all with 100% pierce chance. It pierces through a bunch of cows, and each of them will release like its lightning fury explosion, whatever. Anyway, 95% chance with 100% piercing. So, the explosion damage cannot be blocked. Thank you. That's the one I'm looking for. The skill damage is only applied by the explosion. While attack fire damage is added to both the arrow and the explosion. Again, this is just classic Ravenclaw with enchant Sork leveling. But yeah, skill damage is only applied by the explosion. Skill damage is only applied by the explosion. Yeah, then the explosion damage cannot be blocked. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Those 2 lines. So, hopefully that's kind of interesting to you guys also. But yeah, okay, for real, I'm done now. I'm done nerding out about D2, like D2 LOD. Well, not even D2 LOD, but this is like standard. I won't even say vanilla D2 chance to hit calculations and block chance and all that. So yeah, really happy to get to share that with you guys. I'm not going to be able to share it again for quite some time because, again, like I said, I'm going to be gone all week. So the next time I'm going to be streaming at the earliest is going to be next Sunday, or this upcoming Sunday. I believe I had mentioned to a few people already. So okay. And what's my chance to hit or chance to get hit? 24%. I have a 24% chance to hit me at this point. That's another reason, by the way, why there's like a lot of people out there who I still can't believe it, right? Like there are people who are basically like, oh yeah, defense is completely useless. If I were to go up to some of these people and be like, hey, yeah, imagine if there was like a dodge chance in this game, would you say that that would be pretty useful, right? I'm sure that a lot of people would say, yeah, a dodge chance would be great. I don't want to just face tank hits, and I'd be like, okay, well, yeah, that's defense. That's basically the LE5, like explain like I'm 5 for anyone who isn't familiar with defense, right? Anyway, I'm going on a tangent at this point. Like this isn't really. I mean, I guess it's not relevant to what I'm doing right this second on screen, but at this point I'm just rambling. So, yeah, like, yeah, I remember when D2R came out and, there were some people who were just like, oh yeah, defense is useless because, they're playing Sork and they're, I guess, like, moat-tricking Meph or whatnot. But if you're going to do anything other than Meph, like, if you need to, like, if you're going to try to, like, grind out, like, level 99 and you needed to run, like, Chaos and Bales, especially Chaos, because Chaos is very dangerous. Like, you have to. Oh, okay, that's, let me deal with these guys first. This is a lot where conviction is dangerous. Defense only matters if you plan on getting hit. Precisely. So that's why I can't say that it matters all the time, but it really is, like, the context of what you're trying to do does matter quite a bit. So that's how it goes. Just stay in town with the archer ladies. Okay, there we go. Ow, 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 ow. I made the mistake of moving. Of actually running away, because that means that they're a lot more likely to hit me. Just stay in town with the archer. So I mean, yeah, if you're just gonna stick around in town and not do anything, or if you're gonna do moat trick Meph. Although keep in mind that even for moat trick Meph, you need to actually teleport your ass there. And let's say you teleport into a pack, the reason you don't die immediately sometimes is because you have defense. And a lot of people don't know they have defense. They're getting defense from frozen armor. They cast frozen armor because, again, it's like a pre-buff and it freezes monsters on hit, but it also, I think a lot of people forget this, it also gives like a shit ton of defense, right? So, like, it gives like what? Like, I think it's like 120% defense, right? So, I mean, just let me give like an extreme example here, right? Like in my case right now, well, do I have a Sork on this account? I'm sure I do. Let me go fetch a Sork on this account. Because again, I mean, I give up. I'm just nerding out on game mechanics now because, again, it's like, it's nice to know. It's fun to like discuss and share details about it. But anyway, yeah, IK thing. I think this is okay. I need IK for my bow barb anyway. Well, I don't need it for the bow barb, but I mean, I might as well. Yeah. Alright. So, that's that. Okay, let me fetch my Sork real quick, and I can actually show something kinda interesting. D2D2-Zoo. I think that's a prime example. Alright, let me take a look at what crappy-ass armor I'm using on her, and this will be a great time to test all this out. So this is my... Oh, wow, I'm actually low on arrows, too. So it looks like my Sork is not very well geared in terms of defense, but... here it is. 91%. Yeah, they got a 91% chance to hit, right? But if I use frozen armor... Okay, well, the defense bonus is only 50%, but still. It does reduce it by about 6%. It helps. It helps a little bit. If I had like more plus skills, it would certainly be of use. But perhaps more importantly, the point I was trying to make, if I had like just a standard stealth, right, and like a quilted armor, because again, some people say defense doesn't matter, the chance of council members to hit me is just straight up 95%. Whereas here, even with just Ormus and one frozen armor, my chance of getting hit is 85%, right? So yeah, that's why I'm also a lot more picky about bases as of recent with the characters I make. It's because if I'm going into melee range with a lot of these characters, then I actually do need the extra defense if I'm just going to be standing still anyway, or if I'm while I'm teleporting around, right? Anyway, yeah. This is actually a perfect prime example of what I'm talking about. This guy right here. Because my druid that I've been working on, I painstakingly went out of my way to, like, this was the only 2 open socket base that I have. It slows me down, but I'd rather still have some sort of defense. 83% versus 67% chance of getting hit. So instead of them hitting me 5 out of 6 times, they hit me like 4 out of 6 times. It's, you know, like 16% less chance of getting hit is pretty good, I would say. Anyway, yeah. Attack defense. It's such a cool... I mean, like, a lot of people, like, talk shit about it, and they're like, oh, yeah, attack rating is kind of... Attack rating was... Like, okay, to be honest, I agree that, yeah, attack rating is kind of like... I feel like the game would have been probably better off without attack rating, like, in retrospect. Or, I guess, my problem with attack rating is that casters already have a number of different advantages, and yet another one of the advantages is they don't ever have to worry about this attack rating stuff that I'm talking about right now at all. There is never this issue of chance to hit. That's the one reason I don't like attack rating. Otherwise, I actually think that it's kind of an interesting... Like, when I actually talk about the mechanics and kind of how all that works, right? It is quite interesting. This is why caster builds are lame. Melee has so many more meaningful game mechanics to enjoy paying attention to. Yeah, no, for sure. I didn't really understand and appreciate it as much until... Was it you? Or was it ZZZ? I think it might have been you, actually, Phoebe. This was like a long time ago. You've been here ever since, I think it was my Swapcast Telly Boazon season, if I recall correctly. At least since then. I don't know if you were here for the Poison Necro season that was before that, I believe. No. It was Poison Necro, Singer Barb, I believe, and then I went for Amazon, I believe, and then you were there for either the Singer or the Amazon. I don't remember which. Anyway, that's not too important. Well, what I was trying to get at was, yeah, I didn't really understand at first just how interesting it could be, because like I remember I made my Whirlwind Barb. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna run Double Grief, and then that's that. Which is fine, right? Like, Double Grief is whatever, but there was, like, a very interesting progression to get me there of, like, I had to, like, switch from weapon to weapon, and And despite that, right, keep in mind, that is just a whirlwind barb. At the end of the day, that's standard whirlwind barb. So as far as melee builds go, that's about as like generic and basic as it gets. I would say that and Zeal. But even Zeal also runs Grief, so okay, sure, whatever. But it is only in recent times where I've actually played some of my more recent builds that I have a greater appreciation, not just for the game mechanics and not just for the builds, but of I guess like all the build choices in general and how to like make some of these characters, right? Yeah, I'm running a Wolf Barb, but But this is like, this is a 3Fpa Wolf Barb. There's options in how I could, to be honest, I could switch back to Bone Heal. Like, actually, no, here's a better example. I have Nagistaff right now, right? My Nagistaff, I'm hitting for 1900 to 2200 damage. I could run Nagistaff by itself, and every hit that I do would be stronger than when I hit with my Grizz Caddy. As just like a random example, right? There is some trade-off to be had there. It's not just... Damn! Almost. One day. One day we'll get there. Monarch of Deflecting. That'd be kind of crazy, though. Can you imagine? I'm just, like, in the middle of ranting about D2 game mechanics, and then I find, like... RIP. I'm not even gonna charge down as a drop. That's okay. Almost rich. That would have been nice. Collector's edition. I don't know. Maybe I would end up running it, to be honest. Jeweler's Monarch and Deflecting, but I don't even know what I'd run it with. Like 4 ED jewels, I guess, wouldn't be so bad, but that would be a funny clip. Yeah, that would be something. While I'm like ranting about game mechanics and how meaningful these things are and all that. Anyway, no, I'm with you though, Fever. Truly, I am. This is like caster builds tend to be a lot less exciting in terms of the amount of flexibility that they have with their build. Although I will say though that in like I think that the generic caster build just runs like CTA, right? Like understandably, but in recent times I've been trying to figure out if there's like better options available on Switch for some of the caster type builds that I've been playing. So, for example, here, hold on a second. Alright, yeah. So, when I played my, okay, I got it. So, last season, I played my Earth-Shifting All-Druid, and I remember that during that season, my end game on Switch was supposed to... Oh, well, actually, wait, what the fuck am I talking about? That's not even a caster build. That's a melee build. That was supposed to have, like, double dream, so that I have, like, it's like a tri-Ellie druid on top of having, like, skills from all the trees. So, I guess I'm kind of, yeah, just disregard me for a second. Let me sell this Boss Blade. Let me talk about, try to find like another character that I made recently that's like a caster-based build. I guess Harmony doesn't really work because, or my my Harmony summoning Sork doesn't really work because I can't even switch out from Harmony was one of the problems. So that one was kind of limited, but I think the best example that I have on hand is this guy right here. Is this guy. Wait. Here we go. This guy. So, I don't know. This season, I've seen a lot of people who, well, not just a lot, like not just this season, but in recent seasons, I see a lot of people who throw away this item. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this is actually one of my favorite items in the entire game. Probably not my number 1. I don't know if it would be my number like top 3, but this is probably in my top 5 easily. Yeah, like this is highly underrated. Now, obviously, if you're gonna be running like a Sork, You probably don't need a spell steal. But just to give you an idea of times where I use spell steal, 200 FCR, Nova Ball Sorceress. I go up against Infector of Souls. He comes up, Fire, Lightning, Immune. That's okay. I'll Nova the rest of the monsters. I'll pop Spell Steal, and then my Merc can actually kill him super fast. Pure Lightning Sword doesn't quite have that luxury. So yeah, here's like a great example, right? Spell Steal on Switch is really nice. I mean, the Holy Bolt is whatever. FCR is kind of nice, but not a big deal. Teleport, the thing is that, like, having okay, sorry, Seth, you're here, right? Yeah, I mean, you just commented. So the reason why I made this character in the first place was specifically because I was trying to test out, like, day one, like, farming locations with this guy, and like basically limit testing. It was basically limit testing this character, okay? And hopefully I do it justice here. Fanat Aura, can I even handle Fanat Aura? Actually, don't know. I don't think I can, but I will try. Yeah, so you see here, as soon as I decrep them, suddenly they're taking a lot more damage. Okay, this is a bad one because they got Fanat Aura, but the point I'm trying to make is that, like, with this with the Windy Druid, like, this is the caster that I have on hand right now. I'm, like, playing around with different options of, like, on Switch. It doesn't need to be CTA, right? Like, it doesn't need to be CTA on Switch. I can run lower res wand if I want to boost up my Hurricane. Or I could, as another example, I could run, like a Phase Blade or a Crystal Sword with 6 open sockets and, like, just stuff a whole bunch of cold facets in there. That's an option. What about, I don't know, okay, let's say I want, like, a more utility-based option. I can actually switch over and go Harmony, right? So, yeah, if we kind of skip the notion that, yeah, like, CTA is mandatory for every single build, either because you know, use BO Barb, or a lot of my builds that I run are quite capable of surviving even without having CTA, then yeah, like, you can actually open this up for a number of different options. Spell Steal, Harmony, this guy, QCK. Maybe a bit. Usually keep Harmony on Switch for my casters. Yeah, Harmony on Switch is good. Harmony on Switch is very nice, yes. I like to run around town faster. Yeah. It's also way less expensive than CTA, of course, right? Like, yeah, so you can have it until, all the way until, like, what, end of the week, when you maybe get, like, a high rune or two. So it helps. So Harmony is good. Here's another, like, your voice is very familiar. Yes, I get that a lot. Yeah, sound like a lot of people, apparently. But anyway, going back to this discussion about casters and what they wear, I think generally speaking, people are going to say that Hodo plus Spirit is the way to go, but I was also playing around with, like, a couple options. Maybe, like, what happens if you yourself are running Spell Steal, and then your Merc is the one running Infinity, right? I mean, like, I think that usually if you're running a Windy Druid, you'd like to have, like, Reaper's Toll, because you need a source of decrep. But what if you could pump up your Hurricane damage, and you could also pump up your Hurricane damage and your NATO damage at the same time by reducing the resistances on both fronts? So yeah, that's where decrep could come in handy from something like Spell Steal while your Merc runs Infin. That's an option, right? Or in some cases, you could do self-wield Infinity on, like, a Nova Sork or something. Like, there's actually a few ways to play around with your character in such a way where they don't just have to be centered around like the same 2 or 3 items, Spirit, Hodo, etc. Yeah. Green Cable said, plus back in my Hell Andy days, using CTA would add like 5 seconds to my 20-30 second runs, which adds up quick. Well, yeah, I mean, like, especially if you're playing Fireball Sork, why do you really need a CTA, right? You're just gonna go up, face tank her, and then just drop a couple fireballs or meteors on her, and then that's that, right? So, anyway, I'm debating whether or not I want to play more of my barbarian. I mean, I've shown enough. I think I might actually do something that I was hoping to avoid, but I mean, might as well, whatever. So here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I think I was talking earlier about how I went through all this trouble to, like, put these characters together, and I spent quite a bit of time on them. I probably spent about maybe 20 to 30 hours of in-game time in the last week, like just on and off, just whenever I had some like pockets of free time here and there. And so I actually have farmed all this. If I can just... Here you go. Check this out. So this is how much I farmed on my druid. And you might think, wow, that's a lot of Pgems. Yeah, that's what happens when you do 4 boxing, because you get 3 forges on 3 difficulty, or sorry, 4 forges from 3 difficulties, right? So that's 12 forges worth of Pgems. So actually, yeah, I actually do have enough of these that I can fill out my mule. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to get it over with, I think, so I can have some fun on the Windy Druid and show you some of my gameplay there, Seth. I think that'll be a plan. Alright. Druid. Where are my... Ah, there's my mule. Pgem mule. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, right. Let me switch it over now. There you guys go. So this is my mule now. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm actually just 1 short. So I'm just going to toss that over. I think I will probably not be needing a skull. Alright, I got plenty of skulls. And then, yeah, I have a crafting mule too. So let me go fetch that. And yeah, I think my character is done. Got 3 Rals here. And now I'm just short 7 Amethysts. Actually, no, I'm still quite a ways out. I'm not going to be able to fill out my crafting mule today. I was hoping to get like an additional, like it's supposed to be 44 Rals and 44 Amethysts. For the 44 Amethysts, I need what, 8, 11? Yeah, I need 11 more Amethysts, so even if I pull in all my gems together, I don't have enough Amethysts. The number of Rals is easy. Here it looks like I have fewer Rals, but I actually haven't done any of my Free of the Barb quests. I can do all the Free of the Barb quests I have access to in like under 30 minutes. Actually, you know what? I might as well just get this over with. Give me a second. I actually have more. Actually, I have more runes on this guy too. Completely forgotten about this. Again, like I did quite a bit of farming, like clearing the forges, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rals. I'll hold on to this tier and Ral. There. And then so now I can switch it back over. Crafting mule. And believe that brings me up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, there we go. I'm just 5, 8. I'm about 10 Rals short. Which I can easily get. Again, I just need to run all the Free the Barb quests on the side characters I've made. And maybe I even cube up a couple Tals into Rals, and I'm done. I already have enough Rals. If I want. It's the Amethysts that are the real problem here. So there you go. In the meantime, I want to do one other thing. I'm going to go over here onto the Slashdiablo Discord, and I will try to I just realized, hold on. Okay, so I just realized that, yeah, Fatty actually put this up for trade. 3, 18, and 9, but there's no melee. There's like no melee type characters on the server this season aside from myself, so it's kind of funny. I don't intend to, and not even I don't intend to take it. Yeah, I don't actually intend to use something like this. Or maybe I will, but I'll worry about that after I get Enigma. Yeah, that like Enigma is #1 priority. Speaking of which, okay, what was I looking for here? Oh yeah, right. For trade, 88 Pgems. Let's see. Current offer, well, I mean, gotta run this one until Friday night. Because I won't be available until then. Feel free to bid. I'll take highest offer when I get, there we go, I think that's good enough, okay. There we go. I think this is fine. Good enough. I'll take highest offer on Friday night because I won't be available until then. Got it. That should be fine. Alright, cool. Ah, it's being sold. Imagine the wealth if you hit big, though. I don't know, like, what am I hitting for? The best case scenario would probably be a light skiller GC with like 40 plus life. I think that's really about it. I don't know what a big hit would be in this case. Like, I actually have no idea what a big hit would be because, like, it's not like the olden days where you hit like a 3PMV 20 FCR and everyone on Slash had an orgasm. Like, those days are gone. Like, there's not that many Necros. I don't actually know if there's any Necros this season, come to think of it, but yeah, like, back in the past, it was crazy. You find like a 320, boom, GG, you're rich. Or a PNB with 40 plus life skiller, yeah, that would sell pretty nicely. Same thing with, you know, Pgems, because there'd actually be Hammerdins. I don't even know if anyone's running Hammerdin this season. Here, let me take a look. Is anyone actually running a Hammerdin? Let me take a look. Alright, yeah. There are actually a few, but I don't know if these are actual, like, Hammerdins, or if they're just statue-dins, or smiters, or zealers, or whatever. Most of these are being used for utility. Druids, again, like, yeah, not too many druids. There are a few people running assassin. Baldiz, I've been actually looking forward to doing a stream for Baldiz for a while, but I don't see him around. Oh wow, I'm actually almost #1 Barb, lol. Top Necro is Fatty, as to no one's surprise. Tumbena, Sork. The Tumbena is Tumbak, yes. So it's, yeah, just Tumbak and Fatty. Fatty's not even really trying to play for XP, I don't think. I think he's just grailing, really. Hey, ZZZ, what's up, dude? 220 Sork for 200 FCR master build. Well, I mean, no, we're not talking crafting packs, though. We're talking about skiller, because I would love to sell my crafting packs, but wait. I don't know if Seth is talking about the crafting packs, the Pgems, or both. I was under the impression he was talking about the Pgems. If we're talking about the Pgems, then the very best thing I could find, probably, would be a GC that has you know, 41 plus life. Hold on, let me take a look at affixes real quick. Yeah, because there's also one other possibility, I believe. There are a few affixes that can only be reached if you get like a Bale GC. Like the 41 plus Vita lifers are one of them, or life skillers. But I think there's also like +4 to minimum damage. I don't know if there's other ones. Vita. Here we go. 36 to 45 to life. Okay, here I'll actually just fetch it for you, or I'll show you guys what I'm taking a look at here. So this is for Vita, 36 to 45 life. Now, we're all familiar with the ones that scale up to 40, but then the ones, like some of them can actually go up to 45, right? So the other one I wanted to find was, yeah, Hibernal. Okay, here we go. Small Charm, 8 to 10 to 15 to 20. No. No. Huh? Is that it? Minimum damage? What the? Where's the plus? I could have sworn there was a +4 to minimum damage. Am I crazy? Huh. Maybe it's this one? Small Charms, level 90? Maybe it's that one? Yeah, sorry guys, I actually don't remember. I'm trolling still at work. Yeah, I know you're trolling, but still. I'm not going to be here for that much longer, by the way. I do have plans for tonight. But I'll tell you what, you know, as fate would have it, you showed up just as... Wait, what time is it? How long can I stream for? Hold on, I'm running the calculation in my head. I could probably go for another half hour. But as fate would have it, I would like to... I'm going to be doing some Druid gameplay in a second. Smell you later? Okay, sounds good. Good timing that you'd be heading out here for that reason, that I'm going to be playing your favorite class of all time. Ah, this is what I was curious about. Unfortunately, there's no like 8 MF small charm. That would be kind of sick if I could get one of those. If that actually existed and I could give it to Fatty. Ho ho ho. That'd have been really nice, but gold find. Yeah, I don't think there's any really good ones. Okay, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, I mean, again, it's like important for me to know what I'm like looking for here. Yeah, let's go back to discussing this. I'm gonna do some runs with the. Oh, actually, no, this is perfect. Hey, so I can actually show you guys what I've been kind of like working on and how my runs go. So, this is actually particularly relevant for you, Mr. Green Cable, because I am showing kind of like a 4-box. I've been working on this 4-box Windy Druid, like I said, the last few nights. So, or not, well, yeah, basically last few nights. And I can show you kind of how far I've gotten with it real quick. So this is kind of how it goes. I know you're not really big on 4-boxing, but if ever you wanted to like grind out levels like super fast, like, yeah, I can kind of, if you're interested, I can share with you some of my findings. Like I already shared with you that, yeah, this is a better weapon, and I can actually store it on my Merc too. I can use them as a storage for my weapon, you know. I don't need to use like a Holy Freeze Merc or a Might Merc or whatever. That's not necessary. Very interested? Okay, cool. Glad to hear it. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, whoa. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Anyway, okay. Let me focus on explaining first, I think, before I try to answer your much earlier or slightly earlier question. Not question, but your discussion about good old Druid stream and gambling streams, yada yada yada. Let me do this. So, okay. The situation right now is that there we go. I forgot to pre-buff. You see here, I have 3 level 25. So last night, right, like, I used this druid to bump them to level, like, at level 40, I bumped them into hell. And so I've actually been using... I've had them to boost the player count to players 4 ever since I... you know, brought them into hell, right? Like whenever I want to you know, use them, or what if I need them for socket quests, or if I need them for hell forges, that kind of stuff, or free the Barb's quests, then I run them. But in this particular case, I decided that it's about time for me to start leveling these characters up so I can use them to help me with bail games. Even if I level just the BO Barb alone, I could actually get, like, you know, I could actually get myself, like, BO, right? Like, that would be immensely helpful. But there's actually a lot of other uses for these other characters, too, potentially. So, yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. But, yeah, like, again, purpose of this is to kind of show you guys what I've been up to and what my findings are, I guess, for the most part. So you see, they're level 26 now. I'm going to... So they started level 25. Last night, I leveled them all the way from level 1 all the way up to 25. In Mausoleum runs, of all places. And you can see, this is exactly why I'm running Lawbringer, right? Rather than... like, I myself am wielding the Lawbringer, and so that I have Sanctuary Aura just active outright. The alternative is I could just do this. This also kind of works, but I do need to then wait for my Merc to proc Decrep, in this case, you see? Like, I can start NATOing them, but you see that it takes noticeably more time, and this guy, coincidentally, happens to be cold and physical immune, right? Okay, cool, he's Decrep, but I still do, like, 0 damage to him. Most of my damage is actually coming from Cold Enchanted, but as soon as I put this on, right? Suddenly, you see he'll... oh, the NATOs are going around him. You see this? Yeah, suddenly he's taking like 100 times more damage, just straight up, because I'm running Lawbringer myself. You see? So this is a prime example of why I use Lawbringer, and I'm running Mausoleum, because even in Players 4, this does ludicrous amounts of damage. And then, well, my other boxes are getting like a level per pack, but I'm running out of tele charges, so I gotta do something about that. Now, so that's just to give you some context as to what these characters are supposed to be for. Now, with regards to, you said very interested, right? Okay, so a couple things I'm gonna say there. I will try to do like a 1 to 60 run some other day, but like the thing is, I don't know if you'll ever need to though. Like, okay, this is what I discovered. Like, if I were to, I don't have like any like objective metrics to be like, oh yeah, this is the way to play Druid, right? But this is from my experience, like what I have gotten down so far from my... oh shit, I actually didn't port my other boxes. Whoops, I forgot to. So this is what I've discovered so far, Seth. First of all, there's like, usually when you run with us, right? When you're running your Druid with us, you make it all the way to... you The way I'm trying to play this Druid is like... is that I'm actually 4-boxing through the game. So respecking at Act 4 Nightmare does make a lot of sense. For that, right? Because otherwise it takes forever to get through the game. The reason it took me like 16 hours to get to Hell Bale was solely because I was trying to see how far I could get in the game on just Fissure alone. That's the only reason. Otherwise I could have beaten Hell Bale a long time ago. Having said that, if I were to play a Fissure Druid, or if I were to play a Druid and I actually had a team to run with, I wouldn't respec as soon as I make it to Hell Act 4 Nightmare, unless my team really needed me to. I would actually stick with Fire. I stick with Fire, and then I would actually try to... like, basically what I'm doing here, you could also do with Fissure and a lower res wand, and then you don't actually need anyone to... give you any sort of like... you don't need to get like Decrep from like Spell Steal or Lawbringer or anything like that. So yeah, if I were playing Druid the way that I would do it, if I ran with the team on day 1 like you usually do with us, I would actually start off on Fissure, and my first priority as soon as the reset team disbands, I would actually level my other characters straight up. Or not level... well... Yeah. I would like rush my characters, and then I would try to level them up. The characters that I would try to level up are Barbarian, Paladin, and the third one could be either Sork or Necro. Alright? I would actually fuck with Necro. The reason why is because as like if you were willing to multi-box with a Necro, you could use the Necro as a as like an amp damage wand, basically. Yeah. Even at level 1, you could just like level 1, bring that character in any location except for Woldstone Keep, I guess, and then you just amp whatever target you need to like, you know, put amp on. And then all of a sudden you hit for a lot harder with that if you wanted to go like NATOs or something. But the way I would probably try to play my druid if I were to like speedrun to like level 40, first priority would be to get all 4 boxes into hell. And then the second priority would be to level those boxes. I would do Mausoleum because players for Mausoleum with a lower res wand and Fissure is actually pretty easy. And then, yeah, like I would actually focus on trying to level my characters up to 60 so that I could run like a shit ton of Bales or Chaos. And then all of a sudden, like once you have like, again, once you have your amp damage wand with NATO, suddenly your job just becomes so much easier. If you don't want to rely on a Necro to give you amp damage or decrep or whatever, you could also instead try to look out for one of 2 possibilities. Either Spell Steal, which people basically just throw away, like no one ever needs Spell Steal, so it's essentially free. And then the other option is Lawbringer, which requires Amlem Co. And you might be thinking, well, where do I get a Lemon Co from? Well, if you're leveling all these guys all the way up into hell, you have 8 chances to get a Lemon Co, because you would be getting Lemon Co from potentially the Nightmare and Hell Forges on 4 of your characters, right? So, yeah, that's... And then you would make the Lawbringer, like most people make it in a Phase Blade. You could, like in my case, I made it in a Crystal Sword, so that, I guess Broadsword also works. But yeah, I basically wield it myself, or my Merc can wield it, depending on what I'm trying to hit. If I'm facing off against like some undead-rich area like Mausoleum, I can myself use Lawbringer, and it's better on me. If I am running something like Trav, then of course I put Lawbringer on my Merc, right? And I can just switch back and forth as needed too. So it's a pretty handy trick, what I've got going on here. During my forges, I did manage to get like, I think I got like 2 Lems in total. Yeah, I got 2 Lems, and then I also got a Mal Pull, I believe. Now keep in mind, even if you don't get like these mid runes that you can trade out, there's a lot of very useful runes that you could get instead. Like you could get like, let's say a Fail rune. Fail rune will allow you to make Obedience. If you get a Lum rune, you can make Smoke. I think one of my forges gave me a Lum rune. That's what I used to make this. As soon as you get like 75 all resistances, you can feasibly do Trav, which is where I would opt to try to farm my high runes if I were to, you know, go solo. Like while I'm starting off the ladder. Sorry, I'm kind of going all over the place. I don't really have like I don't have my thoughts like gathered in one spot. I'm just sharing you like all the information that I have picked up so far. Even like the gear that I've picked up, like I'm kind of kitting it out towards Trav, right? I was experimenting with Trav. Yeah, like I was experimenting trying to do Travs, so I basically maxed out my resistances as far as they could go. But now that I've done a bit of playtesting, I realized that the fastest or better way to, like if the goal is to level, right, then it should just be, like number 1 priority is to get, like honestly, even like stealth, you don't even need stealth. Just go 40 faster unwalk boots, and then focus on trying to get your characters into hell as quickly as you can. That's the most important. And Telestaff too. I also keep telling people to do Telestaff and like Hell Act 2 Drognin. But to be honest, I think there's an argument to be made that Act 3 might be better in normal because the odds of getting a telestaff there, I think, are higher, so that saves a bit of time too. So there's like a lot of stuff. Sorry, I'm throwing a lot of information at you, and it's highly disorganized. I'm going all over the place, but yeah, I'm just like, yeah, like these. Again, I don't really have like a specific way of organizing the information. This is just like tidbits of information that I picked up, like time after time, like, you know, situation after situation that I've been in, just playing this guy. Over the last 24 hours of gameplay. So, yeah, that's for playing as a druid. I'm trying to think of what other things. During the reset run, I prioritized getting... I basically farmed as much gold as I could, and I got telestaff for number 1. Disorganized information is exactly how I like receiving it. It's how I hate giving it, because I want to make sure that if I do give you the information, that it's kind of like, okay, it's like, you know what's up, right? So... Okay, during the reset run, I farmed a decent bit of gold so that I could actually pick up a telestaff right away as soon as I made it into Act 3. I wasn't able to use the telestaff until late Act 3 though, because it has a level 24 requirement. But that's okay, because you're also going to be gated on gold when you get your telestaff. Like, you can use it to basically skip through all of Act 4. But then when you make it into Act 5, if you don't have enough gold, you can use the Free the Barbs quest, and then you can actually use the Ort Rune plus Chip Gem recipe. It lets me actually think about by bouncing around and getting information in pieces, breaks it down, and makes it easier to follow in my head. I have never heard anyone say that. Like, anyone who I've ever talked to about when it comes to giving information, they usually like it in a more organized form, right? Like, I'm like just spitballing like a bunch of information at you and hoping that it sticks. But again, like, I don't have, it's not like with attack rating where I can give a very well organized demo, because why isn't this guy dead? What the hell? What the hell's going on with my hurricane? Like, okay, that was interesting. Yeah, it's not like with my attack rating demo where, you know, like, it's easy enough for me to kind of like explain the mechanics of dodge, block, and resistances. But in the case of like doing a run with the druid, there's like a lot of different ways I can break it down. And a lot of this information is linked together too, because, for example, you can play your druid as like you can start a character right now, and you could run your characters from like level 1 all the way to level 60 like I did, right? Or it could be the start of the ladder, and then you join us, because, you know, you presumably would want to join us. You join us with your druid, and then you have like a level 65, or let's say 70. You have like a level 70 character by the time we clear Hell Bale, which has happened before, right? Then, like, what are your options there? So there's like a lot of cool different tricks I learned. I walked it myself just to see what it was like, and now I'd love to run it again just so I can see if I could do it faster, because my time to get to Nightmare Bale, again, this is the time that matters, I think, was 5 hours and 36 minutes. But I could go like much faster than that, I think, because I've picked up a few tricks along the way. So for example, like I said, with the teleport, right? So with the teleport staff, because I was like thinking about it, Druid has like the most amount of damage as compared to any other class in the game for the most part, while climbing through the game. So what is it that they're really getting slowed down on compared to a Sork? It's of course teleport, right? So the way I was trying to play it was, how long can I sustain my tele staff for? That's basically the name of the game when I'm playing it on Slash. So the way I did my druid with the tele staff, I used the Free the Barbs quest. I took the Ort runes from those Free the Barbs quest, and instead of making Spirit, yeah, like instead of making Spirit, because I was running Leaf anyway, so why do I need a Spirit, right? Instead of making Spirit, I used the Ort rune plus a Chip Gem to recharge my telestaff all the way back up to max. So I just kept doing that to refill the telestaff, and I got as many tele charges as I could manage. Then, when I ran out of charges on my Ort runes, I cubed up my Rals to make another Ort rune, and I just kept going. And that's all I did. I was trying to get to Hell Bale, or Normal Bale, as fast as I could. And I'd love to show this to you one day when perhaps you're here on a day that you're actually free. But, yeah, that would be a day, like, that would have to be a day where there's a reason for me to actually do that demo, because ZZZ actually raised a pretty interesting point where I actually have played a lot of Druid recently. Like, he said that half the characters I've played in the last half year or so have been Druid. I mean, there is some truth to that, but yeah, like, I haven't done like a actual reset run, so yeah. There's some stuff for you. Phoenix Strike and Fade, no need for that. Trying to think of what other ones I've got for you. What other tidbits of information? Because I got a lot of bangers, but that was definitely one of them. Oh, yeah. I came up with an idea that allowed, like... I died a lot. You should not be dying on reset run, and you're like, honestly, you are more skilled than I am as a player. Mechanically, at least. I might have more knowledge of the game than you do. I think that's fair to say, but in terms of like overall gameplay mechanics, you're better than I am. So in your case, you might be able to completely avoid dying, because dying will cost you a lot of gold. That's where a lot of my time loss came from, because I had to keep refarming gold. So I thought about it, right? And I'm thinking about how in D2R, part of the reason why I don't actually have to deal with this gold loss crap is because there's a shared stash. And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, what if you actually tried to, like, when you make it to Nightmare, right? Because, you know, in normal, I think, for the most part, you can keep yourself alive pretty easily. But Nightmare is where things actually start to get a little more dangerous. In Nightmare, you could try to level some of your characters just a little bit, and then you could actually store your gold on them. And then make sure that maybe, like, one of your characters is I like to call it a piggy bank. So, like, if you farm, like, 200,000 gold, you offshore it onto your side character. So even if you die by some horrible, tragic accident, you still have your gold, and it's... Oh, wow, shit. 4-socket Thresher. Damn, that's insight right there. So, yeah, that would allow you to... preserve your gold so that you don't actually end up wasting it, right? IO runes are pretty useless for the most part. Like, there's a lot of runes that are useless, but you could either use them, like, you could sell them for gold, or you could sell them for, or you can, like, cube them, sorry, so that you can get runes that you actually need. Again, like, obedience is pretty important, like, until, well, I mean, there's, like, a couple options, right? Like, I have obedience on, like, on one of my characters somewhere that I could throw back on this guy anytime I want, and then my Merc would do more damage, but then I would lose out on damage potentially from my NATOs depending on where I'm farming. So yeah, like, runes, like, having like 4 extra characters helps a lot, right? Like, you get so many more, even if you don't even bother to, like, level them a single time, you're still getting 4 forges, and you're getting 4 like 4 Free the Barbs quests, you're getting 4 socket quests, right? Like, it's pretty sick. And then, of course, there's, like, the whole player count thing, too. Oh, that's another thing. When I did my run, I actually kept all 4 boxes in the game at, like, pretty much all times. Yeah, I think it's actually better to just run it on players 1. Because otherwise I just end up over-leveled a lot of the time. I'm gonna have to think more about that, actually. Well, at least until you make it to level 12. Maybe with Fissure it might be okay. But before Fissure, I would not want to run the game on players... on anything higher than players 1, I think. Well, unless, obviously, you're, like, trying to finish the quest, but... yeah. Alright. I think that's pretty good, right? You still... you got all that? Seth, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else, but I feel like that's the majority of what I've kind of gathered. I think the very last thing, which I'm not going to be able to get around to showing off today, is that I'm intending to, with my other boxes right now, I'm, like, leveling them, right? My Paladin's job is going to be to activate Conviction so that I can max out my Hurricane damage. Like, sorry, I'm prepping this all for Bale runs. My Sork is going to be the one to teleport. My Paladin is going to be, well, okay, Barb or Barb is for BO, obviously. My Paladin is going to be the statue for Conviction, and then, well, I mean, this is my Druid, right? I will unparty my Druid when I do the run, so I'll get the maximum amount of XP, but with the also the maximum amount of benefits from each of my characters. Speaking of benefits from characters, I do need to reiterate that I did make a mistake here. I made a Sork because I didn't think it would matter, but now that I've done my run, I've realized that it would be better for me to do a Necro instead, because then, like I said before, I get Amp, right? Even level 1 Amp is like double damage. Well, I mean, it's always double damage, but yeah, like I just need to target like the boss. Even level 1 Necro could do it. And I'd be able to run it with me anywhere except for Bale, pretty much, which would like massively increase the speed at which I'm doing these runs, you know? So, you got the idea. Alright, my guys are level 30. That's some pretty good progress today. I spent a lot of time talking. I think that's part of it. I could have probably gone a little quicker, but yeah. I'm going to do one more run. I'll try to lock in a little bit more. I think I've done my spiel. But yeah, did plenty of playtesting there. That's just for going through the game. Would the time saved up from amp damage speed up the run enough to make up for the time running to Bale? No, that's not how it works. So this is what I was... I mean, like, okay, if you're like, okay, so you can't go into WSK, or yeah, you can't go into World Stone Keep with a character unless you've actually made it into, you've made it to like level 20 in normal, level 40 in Nightmare, level 60 in Hell, right? You're aware of this. Yeah, you can get the quest as long as somebody else will bump you. You know how bumping works, or like a bumper works. But, you know, even if you have a level 1 Necro, you can use him pretty much everywhere except for Worldstone Keep. Unless you level up that Necro, which I do not believe is worth it. So you have to run out to make up for the time running to Bale. You're talking about running to Bale. I don't believe that it would be. Like, running to Bale is like, what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes? And then killing Bale himself... Killing Bale does take a while, I will admit. But it would take a lot longer to level your Necro to, like, level 20... Well, yeah, level 20 in normal, at the same time you're leveling your Druid, and then to level him to level 40 after that for Nightmare. No, that's pointless. At that point, you might as well just level a Sork. But if you're going to be running it with just one character... Oh, hey, thanks for stopping by. I mean, good timing, because I can't really stay tonight either. I'm actually hopping out in a couple minutes, I think. I'm just going to do one more run and I'm out. But hello to you too. ISO Pgems? For what? For... Do I have it here? No, I don't. 88. I'm done, by the way. I already farmed my 88 Pgems. I just took them off my other character. So, giving you a TLDR real quick. You see here, I'm actually not on Barb. I'm on a Druid now. And the reason for that is because I kind of got hooked onto a side quest of trying to see how quickly I could speedrun the game, like speedrun Slashdiablo, Fresh Start to Hell Bale on a Druid. Like just me, myself, and I on my Druid in 3 boxes alone. So I basically took all of the Pgems, which I gained from running all the Hell Forges, and then I just threw them onto my Pgem mule. So now I have 88 Pgems, and I'm going to sell them for hopefully a high rune. The last batch of 88 Pgems I sold got me a low rune from Barcode. I believe it was Barcode anyway. So we'll see if other people are interested in buying these Pgem packs, and I'm hoping to get even more value out of it. So there you go. All right. The last thing that I wanted to address while I am gonna do my last run here is Seth's comment regarding there's only one thing I like more than a good old Druid stream, and that's gambling streams. Crafting is gambling enough, that's fair. So I don't think I'm going to end up doing a crafting stream just because I got no real value out of it. Like right now, I got, like, this season I've gotten 2 high runes so far. The 2 high runes I've gotten are Omrune and Omrune, okay? So, and I still need Enigma, so I'm quite a ways out. The vast majority of my wealth has come from collecting Pgems and keys. Well, not even keys, just Pgems, really. So I'm actually probably going to be committed to selling my crafting packs for Moolah. But in reality, gold, you were talking about, like, farming, like, sorry, gambling and all that, like, actual in-game gambling. The thing is, I actually did do a gambling stream. I think, was it last stream or two? Oh, I know, I think I did 2 gambling streams. Yeah, Seth, if you're interested in watching a gambling stream, I actually did do, like, Gamba last stream and the one before, I believe. Because last one I had like 7.5 million gold, so I gambled all that, and yeah, if you're interested, you can go check that out. And then I also did one like a while ago too, and with some very surprising results. Gotcha. Have a good night. Okay, take care, Hum. See you soon. The next time I see you will probably be on Saturday, but there is also I think the next time I might stream Slash will be on Sunday, I think I told people. Well, sorry, the earliest I will stream will be on Sunday, after this stream is done. So, yeah. I'll catch you soon, Hom, if you're still here. Go check it out? Okay, nice. Yeah, I figured you might be interested in that, since you were talking about you wanted to see Gamba and all that. I may be able to swing by brunch for like 10 minutes for a quick drink. Okay, sure. Sounds good. I'll catch you then. I'll be able to stay. It's all good. I just wanted to mention that, yeah, that's when I believe the next time I see you will end up being, roughly. Oh, okay. Let me repair this real quick. Yeah. I was talking to people about it, and others also expressed a similar sentiment where they'd like to see me do more of these, like, kind of like Gamba streams. So I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm running Trav anyway, and by habit I pick up a lot of gold. I don't intend to turn my guy into a gold finder anytime soon, but I do think that the way that it seems like people actually it seems like people are having a lot of fun watching me do the whole gambling thing, so you included. So yeah, in the future, some of the future streams I'm going to do, I'm going to probably opt to start the stream on running Trav, and the goal will be to farm as much, like to try to get a high rune. But even if I don't get a high rune, I would I would be aiming to, like, my stopping point would be when I reach like 10 million gold or something, you know. And then at the end of the stream, I would like turn all of that gold into gambles. Yeah, so that's what I had in mind. After talking with people, I had that stroke of inspiration, and that's what I decided I think I'm going to do in the future, or for future streams, at least for maybe this season, because especially as a Barb, I can kind of swing that. Kind of gets me thinking. Maybe I should make like a Phase Blade or Crystal Sword with 6 Lem runes or something. Yeah, that could be pretty good. That would be very fun for sure. Nice, nice. Glad you feel that way. Alright. Yeah, so that's one of the things I had in mind for like some of the upcoming future streams. It'd give me something to work towards that's not high runes, you know? Because it's kind of disheartening to like farm like a whole bunch, like the entire day, and I don't even find like a single high rune, and I walk out of that day and the day feels wasted. And at this point, I'm not really like, it's not like I really need all this gold for like the tele charges. It's not like early ladder, usually I'm like struggling to have enough gold for tele charge and all that, but this is not one of those. This is not one of those times, you know. All right. So that was for Mausoleum. Now I go Crypt, and then that is going to be that. I was hoping to get my characters to at least level 40, but again, this is mostly... I mean, so far, I'm just like... I'm just doing whatever. But in the future, I'd like to try again and see how quickly I can get myself in the same, roughly the same spot as I'm at right now. See how much quicker I can do it. But that won't be for a little bit, I think. Or maybe it will be, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But the, I guess the big thing here that I'm really trying to figure out is, like, how fast can I really go? I guess is just it. Like, how quickly... Wait, did I not... Oh, I didn't actually recharge this. Yeah, like, how fast can I go, right? Like, right now, I think... I was keeping track of my gameplay time for a while. I stopped after I started transferring a few items over that I thought would be reasonable. Like, let's say Spell Steal. I actually transferred over to Spell Steal because I wanted to play around with decrep and without decrep. See, this is the thing, right, Seth? You're probably used to running the build without decrep completely until you get to Reaper's Toll, and then you run your Reaper's Toll the rest of the season, yada, 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 whatever. But I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you right now, if you get Spell Steal, it is a game changer. Lawbringer and Spell Steal. Suddenly, your guy just becomes ridiculously strong with those two items. It's pretty insane. I don't know how to describe it. It's like you're getting like a shit ton of damage, right? Like reducing physical resistances by 50%, and to make matters even crazier too, right? Like if you multi-box that Necro, like I was just talking about, then yeah, you're getting like a lot of... Yeah, if you're multi-boxing a Necro, even level 1 Necro, suddenly you can just do whatever you want, pretty much. Yeah, your character becomes just like much stronger because you have access to Amp. Well, actually, Amp is even better than Decrep. Decrep at a minimum is like huge, right? I guess the main point I'm trying to make is that yeah, Spell Steal is great. Like, don't sleep on Spell Steal. That's the gist of what I'm trying to get at. Don't sleep on Spell Steal if you're going to try to go solo. If you're okay running multiple boxes, then consider running a Necro for Amp instead of Decrep. The reason why a lot of people, myself included, run Amp is because, or run Decrep, is because yeah, like you can get it more easily, right? Out of like Spell Steal, out of Reaper's Toll, out of Lawbringer, but Amp is even better because you know you're actually like you're kind of like a lot of the time you might even triple your damage rather than just double it, so that helps. You definitely want me to play around a bit more since I still log on every so often for single player. Oh, for real? Oh yeah, dude, like you should give it a try sometime. You know, do a run, just see how it goes. Maybe like start a character fresh and see how far you get, like, and how long it takes you. I can give you the timestamps on when I reached each time, and then you could try to, like, just for fun, right? Like, just for shits and giggles. You could try to, like, match your time against mine on Slash. It could be kind of like a fun little mini experiment, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you could try to, like, start up a Grail, like, trying to get every item in the game. Like, you might not ever finish, but you can see how far you get. Cursed Necro is the best loader. Low-key, it kind of is, yeah. I'd appreciate that a lot. Okay, yeah, sure. Let me see if I can fetch it for you. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. This is my first attempt, by the way. This is with me experimenting, so there's plenty of room for growth. Tons of room for growth. Okay. Let me just put this in human readable format, and I think we're good. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so these are the timestamps. These are the timestamps that I have. I know it's a little messy, but it's better than how I have it written on hand. I didn't keep track of when I cleared Hell or normal Bale, but starting with Nightmare Bale, that's what I kind of got. Ignore everything that says value, I guess. I guess you wolfed so much on your Barb, it just turned into a druid. Screenshot it, thank you. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that might give you something fun to work towards. You and me just doing like mini races /Diablo, you know? Fresh characters, that kind of stuff. Or fresh druid. To Hellbale. Or fresh start to Hellbale. Anyway, I'm gonna keep searching here. I'm almost done this run, but I just gotta complete it, and then I'm gonna get ready to hop off. I gotta get going. It has been a blast, but almost time for me to go. Oh, yep, got one last pack here. This is good too. I think my guys will end up at like level 34, all three of them. That's pretty decent for just la-di-dawing for the entire stream, really. Yeah, I was like really keeping track for a while. I stopped like, yeah, Hellbale was where I stopped really checking, but you know, there's like a lot of things I could have done differently. Like, I didn't need to be level 74 for clearing Hellbale. I was just pretty adamant about, well, yeah, I was doing, well, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff. No, it's easy. I'll be back to my Barb adventures next time. I mean, Green Cable loves his druids, so I figure that especially because I'm kind of like working on this druid, on the side, on my own time, that it would be nice to kind of share some deets with the druid, with you guys. That was just the gist of what I was getting at. Hey, Zivko, good to see you, man. Funny timing, too. I'm actually about to hop off. Yeah, I'm actually about to hop off. I did what I need to do today, and I need to start prepping to, like, head out at this point, so... Yeah, ZZZ wrote BO chant curses. Okay, BO chant and curses, yeah, that's a pretty solid roster. I think the loaders I would use for this guy, though, would be BO conviction and curses. Yeah, BO conviction and curses, definitely. Because with conviction, I can really amp up the damage of my hurricane. There is also one other very lovely use of it, but I think I'll talk about that some other day. That one's such a ridiculous one, but oh well. Alright. Let me just check something real quick. And then, how are you doing, by the way, Zivko? It's nice to see you. Hope you've had a great day so far. Alright, DGGF is here. I got a dip for the night. Okay, sounds good. But it was a pleasure. I'm so happy I got to make a stream. Yeah, man, thank you for teaching me quite a few things tonight and reigniting, I guess, the Diablo flame. Yeah. Hey, man, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for joining in, and always a pleasure to have you, good sir. I mean, yeah, it's the least I could do for you. I haven't seen you in ages. I was so excited when you dropped in. I was like, oh shit, yeah, you saw that. I dropped everything. I'm like, okay, shit, we gotta drop the load. We gotta drop some bars. Gotta give you the big ones here. And yeah, maybe next time I'll share some more cool little details with you, or maybe I'll just message them over because I don't know if you'll be here for the next one. So yeah, maybe I'll just ping them over your way. Looking forward to seeing you hopefully Friday. Friday? No. I'm not streaming on Friday. Earliest I stream will be on Sunday. I just set Friday as the day that I'll be free to make the trade on Slash, but I can't promise that I'll be here on Friday. So yeah, like I'm not gonna be streaming on Friday. Anyway, you take care, Green Cable. Yeah, it's been fun, but have a good night, and hope that all that information sort of helps. Zuko says, I'm alright, just woke up, not by choice. Ah, well, that's always rough. You're like in the middle of doing your own thing, and then you get jolted out of your sleep by something. So what happened, if you don't mind me asking? When did you do that run 10 hours? Oh, good question. I did it off stream. I just did it all off stream. I wrote that all down for myself. Like, I don't know, man. I didn't want to deal with the guilt or the having you or anyone else be like, ah man, here we go, some more druid gameplay or action or whatever. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it on my own time and you know, experiment at my own pace and, you know, play on and off whenever I feel like. And then you know, like, I would just record it, like, very loosely, you know. And sometimes I also forgot to start the timer for a couple of minutes, and I'd be like, oh yeah, shit, I gotta start the timer. So it's not like super accurate timer or anything like that either. It's just like a rough guesstimate, a rough ballpark, so that I have a benchmark to compare against the next time I do my run, so I know what to expect, right? Ah, my son loves waking up 5:30 every morning. Yeah, I guess that would be a problem. Damn. Sorry to hear, but yeah, good on you for, you know, toughing it out, I suppose. What level requirement is this? Oh, 48. Oh, this is... Oh, okay. Cool Cat says, I like having a chanter every letter because then I can laugh when people are asking for public chanter in global chat. Wow. So mean. But I get it, though. That's fair. Okay. Yeah, my guys are about to reach level 34. I can do that, deal with that some other time. It's all good. Alright. Let me just put this on real quick. I just realized, yeah, I can start actually kitting these guys out. Wow, off stream. Yeah, I did it off stream. I did it off stream, like, on and off over the span of the last couple days. I also did it, like... Again, like, I already asked you, like, last time, right? I was like, hey, yeah, so how would you feel about if I were to do, like, a druid run on stream? And you were like... It was you specifically, I remember, I asked you specifically, because I know how you feel about druids, and how I play, like, non-stop druid, right? So, and then you were like, I would rather not see a druid. Like, yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna just do it on my own time, then. Probably testing your AI2 bot? Yes. Yes, indeed it was the AI2 bot. Uh-huh, you got me. Caught me red-handed. But yeah, no. I just thought it would make more sense to, like, I don't know, I felt like I can learn a lot more out of doing it on my own first, at a bare minimum. That's why. So I can just, like, sit down and really try to figure stuff out at my own pace, and, you know, like, this works, this doesn't work. What could I do differently? It's much easier for me to think about things, too, when I'm not, like, multitasking, trying to play the game, and also talk to you guys, and also think about what I'm doing at the same time, right? I know you're just shit talking, but still, I'm like, yeah, I mean, there is some half truth to that, where it's like, you know what? Yeah, I have played a lot of Druid recently. All these other guys love Druid. I don't even think. No, you're mistaken, man. If you went to Slashdiablo, this is the other part of it too. Slashdiablo Discord right now, a lot of the channels, people have been just nonstop talking shit about Druid. This is kind of what it like inspired me in the first place, right? They were like, oh yeah, like Druid, oh look at Druid, Druid is kind of a, like, basically they treat Druid like yeah, Druid is basically a joke, is the running sentiment on Slash, understandably, because there's like, you know, Sork is just like much faster, a lot of the classes are just way stronger, so like, and then Druid itself is pretty clunky in a number of ways. So when Fatty like went into Slashdiablo chat, or, you know, one of the chat channels, and was like, hey, yeah, I kind of want to run like a fire druid for my Grail, it kind of got me thinking. I'm like, okay, hold on, what do I know about Druid? What if I give up all my assumptions about Druid, and what if I myself had to run a Druid? Either running like level 1 to, I don't know, let's say like level 90 speedrun, kind of like what you did that one season where you played for like 23 hours on day 1, and then you finished off at like level 90 with your Sork, right? So there was that. So yeah, I was interested in like a couple things. I was interested in the 1 to 90 journey. I was interested in the 1 to 99 journey, and I was also interested in the Grail. And also, I guess, early ladder MFing. Those 4 things. Yeah. ZZ says, at least when your AI2 bot is finished, then we can have unlimited stream content until Armageddon. Hey man, I haven't done an Armageddon build yet. But no. I don't think, well, who knows? Maybe, yeah, I upload my subconscious and then you guys can enjoy it until Kingdom Come. Watching me play, or my AI play on my behalf for the entire time. It's ridiculous, but I can kind of see how that would go. Druid Grail? Yes. Well, that's what Fatty wanted to do. He wanted to do a Druid Grail, and he was like asking people questions about Druid Grail, and like yeah, people couldn't help but just shit talk Druid, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it. Yeah, Druid is kind of ass, right? But I don't need people to tell me the Druid is ass or that I played like 5 times or what. I like it's kind of like a me thing. It's kind of like you guys see this streamer side of me, but there's like there's sometimes where I just like lock in and really hyper fixate on like uh on like a specific like is this particular thing possible? And then I get knee deep in like theory crafting and trying to play around with all this shit. And anyway, you get the idea. Blah blah blah. Long story short, yeah, Fatty wanted to do a Druid Grail. So for the Druid Grail, I kind of like cooked together in my head like a half-baked potential Grail farmer as a Druid. I didn't actually try it in practice, but I don't really think it would go badly. So the way I was thinking, again, right, like this is just hypothetical. I could play the Druid. Kuros temples. That's what it was. Like the Druid is perfectly kitted out to run Kuros temples. Well, okay. Actually, sorry, I take it back. Fatty wanted to do Fire Druid specifically, not just a Druid Grail. It was a Fire Druid Grail. So that actually kind of limits it, because if it's just, let's say, like Windy, then that'd be fine, right? But then with Fire Druid, it kind of gets me thinking, like, what are we really doing here? What are we gonna... What's there to run, right? We got enough... is Druid the worst Grailer? Question mark. I'm gonna be honest with you, mate. I wouldn't know the answer to that question. I feel like it would have to be a toss-up between Assassin, Druid, or Amazon, though. Barb is great. Sork is great. Paladin is, I would say, pretty great. I mean, they could run Chaos, so... Actually, I don't know. I don't know if... Yeah, I think they're still great, though. Druid or Sin without D2R buffs. So, the thing is, the reason why I say it actually might be Druid, like, low-key, not a lot of people will think about it like this. The reason why I suspect the Druid might actually be the worst... Or, sorry, the reason why I think Assassin might be the worst is because of the bug in vanilla. The bug where... sorry, one second, I gotta check something real quick. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I gotta get going pretty soon. But, yeah, I'll try to wrap up my chats with you, like, while we still can. It's not like I have to really go over my build anyway. TW Fed, that is an excellent question. Don't many Grailers just run Pit? The answer here, at least for in the base game, maybe, but in D2, I think it depends. In the context of Slashdiablo, no, not just the Pit. So let me explain. And this actually ties in perfectly with why I'm saying Assassin might not be all that good for Grailing. So, what is the best Assassin build for Grailing? Intuitively, many of you are going to say Trapsin, right? But the problem with Trapsin is that I believe there's a bug for Trapsin where if you put traps at the start of the pit, it will actually despawn the unique packs later on in the pit. That's what I heard. I've never actually tested it for myself. And this is a bug that apparently was fixed in D2R, but it exists in LOD. And of course, Slashdiablo itself runs on LOD, so this bug exists for Trapsin. And so I'm kind of like, alright, well, as a Trapsin, does this bug exist anywhere else, or is it just Pit? Because if it only exists in Pit, that's already pretty bad, but you can live with that, right? Like, you can probably go and farm, I don't know, Halls of Pain or some shit, right? Like, you can go, Worldstone Keep level 2, like maybe not Chaos, but AT or what? I don't know. I don't know the mechanics behind it, but yeah, like it's a bug clearly. But maybe it's because traps are considered as minions. I have no clue. Whatever the case, there is some bug to do with traps in which causes some problems. Hence why, intuitively, some people will shit on Druid, but I actually suspect Sin might actually be a tougher Grailer just because of that bug that I mentioned. And it's not like they really, like, you can do some weird off-meta assassin build. You could do, like, Ko's Pesty Sin. Or you could do like Rift Sin, or you could do like martial arts Sin like I did, but that's a completely separate discussion. Then the issue becomes a efficiency problem, like whether or not it's any better than a lot of the other options that exist on the other meta options that exist in other classes. And I'm not going to get into that. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, would you really think that a Rift Sin might be a better Grailer than, I don't know, like a Javzon or something? Probably not. But anyway, y'all get the idea. So, going back to this question of don't many Grailers just run Pit? So Barb loves running Pit. Yes, Barb runs Pit because you can abuse Howl, Berserk, Find Item, right? But have you ever really seen a Sork run the Pit for their Grail? Poison Necro would probably run the Pit for the Grail. But I don't think you will ever see like a Hammerden running Pit for Grail for a number of reasons. Maybe somebody might. I don't know. I don't think so though. And what are some other options, right? Like an Amazon running the Pit. Like I don't really think I've seen that, but hey, I could be completely wrong, right? So let me tell you what I see on Slashdiablo from the people who actually have completed multiple Grails, right? So these people would know pretty well how that goes. Fatty loves running, he calls it City of Oranges, okay? City of the Damned. Oranges are like the high-end uniques like Tyrael's Might, or maybe, okay, sorry, ignore Tyrael's Might for a second. Orange Box would be the high-end uniques like Griffin's Eye, Death's Web, and Death's Fathom. Those are they're considered TC 87 items. Only the highest leveled areas in the game can drop them. So what Fatty's, I believe, signature strat is to spam City of the Damned. AKA City of Oranges, because there's a ton of, it's a level 84 area, and there are a ton of uniques there, unique packs, and I don't know about champion packs, but a lot of unique packs. There's like 7, 8, or 9 of them, and I believe that none of them are magic immune. I believe, yeah, I think none of them are magic or physical immune. So if you're running something like if you're running something like Hammerden, I could be wrong about the physical one, but I'm pretty sure none of them are magic immune. So yeah, it's like you have a field day with Hammerden. So that's how he did it. One of his Grails, he spammed a shit ton of City of the Damned. He called it the City of the Damned MF project. 20,000 runs of City of the Damned, I believe he did. Or was it 200,000? I feel like it was 20. It might have been 20. I don't remember if it was 20,000 or 200,000. He has a post on Slashdiablo subreddit. But anyway. So there you go. That's for Pit. I think you're right, because Whirlwind Barb used to run Chaos too. I don't know if I would advise Whirlwind Barb in Chaos, but that's a completely separate discussion. All you were asking was whether or not Grailers just run Pit, and I'm explaining that Fatty ran Pit, Fatty, who's the prime Grailer on Slash, ran City of Oranges. I believe that's his signature. Maggot Lair is his favorite place to farm in the game. He wants to do like a Maggot Lair only Grail. I think he mentioned a while back, but I think that, that sounds miserable, but there's very specific builds that would benefit from Maggot Lair. But typically speaking, I think he spends a great deal of time running AT, Chaos, Bale. I don't even know if he does Bales, but I know for sure he does WSK too, or just WSK in general. He loves WSK. He spams the every time I see finds, he's like in WSK. So, yeah. To answer your question, no. There's a great deal of variety. Oh, sorry. There's one other location I completely forgot to mention. Pindleskin. Whenever people actually get their like, from my understanding at least, after people pick up Tyraels, then at that point they just spam Pindle for the remaining items because I think it's faster or some shit, if I remember correctly. So there you go. With regards to Cool Cat's comment, though, if you're still here, ZZZ, Druid Grail, yeah, you don't have to upload anything. We'll just copy you based on available data. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that would do it. We got enough 20-hour streams. Ah, that's true, actually. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Time to AI clone my voice and everything. That is how it goes, I suppose. Druid the worst Grailer ? So Druid or Sin without D2R buff. So yeah, I'm still like really iffy about very 50-50. I'm not sure. I genuinely don't know if it would be the worst. Not even trying to like be like a stand for Druid. I just straight up am not. Like, I have reason to believe that some of the other classes might actually be worse than Druid when it comes to grailing. I think, like I said, Sin because of the bug, and Zon, because people are going to say, oh, Zon's so strong, but if you really think about it, like, where are you going to grail with a Zon? I guess you could do City of Oranges. I guess you could do WSK too. I mean, yeah, I guess that might be okay. But I don't know. I'm not, like... They do have the FCR breakpoint problem. That's, I think, the main issue there. Although, to be fair, on Slashdiablo... nah, never mind. Sin worst. Barcode, yes. Hey, Barcode, you're still here. So, there you go. Barcode, you finished, have you... You completed your Grail, right? Yeah, I think you completed a Grail too, if I recall correctly. Anyway, this is the last thing I'll discuss, and I gotta go. I've been just sitting here, just staring at the screen for like however long because we've been talking, but the simple reality is I do need to get going. I can offshore these next time I play, I guess. Yes, with Necro. I see. Yeah, Sin worst. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. That's... Again, that would be, like, I do feel like the FCR breakpoints do kind of hurt the Zon a bit, but they do have a lot of AoE to help make up for it, too. Sin, again, the bug specifically causes problems, but I don't know if it's in pits only or if it's everywhere else, right? That's the main issue there. Unless you just spam, like, Sin and, like, Pendle Skin, I guess. Just the packs not spawning is so freaking annoying. Yeah, that does sound like a pain. Yeah. But I could see myself, like, loading up, like 5 or 700 MF on an assassin, just, you know, burst of speed, run into Pendle, and then send my Merc at him. Take care, DTTG. Yeah, you too, Zivko. Thank you so much for swinging on by. Sorry we didn't get to chat too much today, but hopefully it was a fun discussion at least. Talking about grailing and all that. Yeah, it was a really good chat. So, all right, I'm gonna dip now before I end up getting stuck here for longer. It happened to be running Chaos Sanctuary as well. Oh no. Okay, well there you guys have it then. Barcode would know better about that than I would. So if Barcode says it, I will take his word for it that if the pack's despawning bug occurs, then yeah, like Assassin might be the worst. Unless there's like some secret off-meta build which you can grail with that isn't tied to traps. And I wonder who might have one of those. Anyway, folks, it's been a pleasure. Normally, I would go over my... Yeah, we can talk about my Druid, like, speedrun next time. Maybe now that I've actually had some practice, like I said, I can do it, but I don't intend to do that, at least not next stream. I'd like to... Whenever my next stream is, I really would like to, you know, focus on trying to get my Enigma. So that's my plan. Sin is worse if you count the bug. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like, yeah, I guess that would be a big problem. Take care. I guess you could go a different different sin build, Rift or something. Precisely. That is another option. There's other ones available too, but we can perhaps talk about that some other day. That is right up my alley, these bizarro builds. So who knows? Maybe there is one that you could use for farming. Yeah. All right. Like I said, next time I stream is going to be on, at the earliest would be on Sunday. I can't guarantee a Sunday stream, but yeah, earliest would be Sunday. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not streaming at all this week, but I'm hoping that next week I should be more free. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a couple more streams in next week. So look out for those. You know, you guys are great. Love you all, and I guess I'll catch you all next time. Where's my Barb? Okay, well, I'm running on my Druid. Okay, yeah. Normally here I'd kind of go over to the equipment of my Barb, but yeah, it's the same as what it was at the beginning, so there you go. Upload more guide videos? Nah, man. Nah. Those days are behind me. I'm not uploading any more of those. Originally, it was just to be a way to segue people into D2R when that was coming out. The videos that I made there are for BNet and like general. Well, yeah, mostly for BNet, not for Slash. For Slash, if I were to do guide videos, it would be a completely different format. But anyway, all right, take care, everyone. It's been great, but we'll chat next time. I can talk more about the Druid run I want to do and talk shit about that ZZ, because yeah, I feel like it might be interesting to actually try to do some sort of, I don't know, long speed run something. Yeah, Sunday. All right, man. Take care, man. GG's. Yeah, you too, TW Fed. Thanks again for hanging out, buddy. I appreciate you. All right, ZZ, it's good to see you again. Good luck with your work, and yeah, Barcode, good luck with your finds. May RNG be with you guys. Thanks everyone for appreciate you all hanging out. Thanks everyone for watching. This is DTD2 signing out.